WLUN, Pinconning Bay City, Saginaw, Midland. Michigan sports aren't just a game, they're a way of life. And now we've got a show dedicated to die-hard sports fans like you. Hosted by a guy who's borderline obsessed with the wins and losses of all your favorite teams.
He's crazy.
Every weekday morning from 9 to noon, Ben Bosscher brings you the talk that matters. The teams, the stories, and the players you care about most. This is the Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair.
Remember that.
Hello, and welcome into the show, everybody. Happy Wednesday. We got going on. Got a lot of fun stuff planned out for today's show, including a Ben Johnson quote. That's coming up in the 11 o'clock hour. We've got a most intriguing Detroit sports athletes draft. We're going to kick that off at 10 o'clock. Around the league we are excited about today. So we got a couple points of drama across the NFL in the past 24, 48 hours that we're going to get to. Let's kick off right here, though. First of all, Tigers played. We're going to get to that in literally just a second. But Tarek Skubal took the mound for the first time last night in a Dodgers uniform. I wrote a couple things down, Kyle. The first thing I wrote down in my notes was, watching Tarek Skubal on the Dodgers is like watching your ex show up with a much taller, stronger, younger, better-looking, and more wealthy boyfriend to your next function. He just looks good in that Dodgers uniform, man. I don't know what else to say. They were saying he looked enormous, the broadcast crew last night, and I agree. I don't know what it was. He looked bigger in every way. He looked like the big guys from the Odyssey, not the Cyclops, but the other guys. It was like, this guy's enormous. There's something about that Dodger blue that looks pretty good on him. I can't lie. I hate it, but it's true.
I thought he looked ugly.
Really?
Yeah.
You're lying.
Thought it looked gross.
I wrote down, it's like in high school if your best friend starts being recruited by the cool kids and then completely abandons you to be friends with them. I said, it's like your college buddy who takes an idea and turns it into $1 million company without you being included in it. I said, it's like your favorite unknown band or singer, suddenly the center of a pop culture relationship. Because one thing we do know for sure about this Tarek Skubal situation on the Dodgers, whether you are rooting for him or not, he does just get his status completely elevated now that he's in the Dodgers uniform. It's like when Shaq went to the Lakers, one of the best players in the league playing for Orlando, and then just like that, playing for the Lakers, he becomes the biggest star we have in basketball as soon as Jordan leaves. This is a little bit of a different level for Tarek Skubal, even though he's the back-to-back Cy Young. But him being on this Dodgers team, it just comes with a little bit of an elevated status for him. Did you watch this game last night?
I did.
Were you hate watching this game last night? Were you rooting against Tarek Skubal? Because I saw this was something that was being debated amongst Tigers fans last night, whether or not they're going to do the whole Matt Stafford thing, root for this guy to win the Super Bowl or the World Series, or if this is going to be two middle fingers, F this guy, we don't want anything to do with him anymore. A lot of Tigers fans having this debate last night. I wanted to know where you fell on this.
I think I land more in two middle fingers at this guy. I think that's where I'm at. He proved to Tigers fans that all he cares about is getting paid, which is fine. Whatever, go for it. But similar to Matt Stafford, because I saw this, a lot of people making the Matt Stafford comparison here. A lot of people did root for Matt Stafford. Similar to Matt Stafford, Tarek Skubal didn't do anything for Detroit to win them anything, right? Didn't win anything in his time here. Now, Matt Stafford was in his prime for much longer, and so that plays into this, of course. But I think the main piece of this is that the Tigers are still competing. The Tigers are still good. This wasn't like when you traded Matthew Stafford and all of a sudden, oh man, the team's going to suck for a few years. It's kind of fun to root for him. And he was here for way longer, and he was a much more face of the franchise, I feel like, than Tarek Skubal ever was. There wasn't this weird off-the-field stuff where it was like, does he actually even like our GM? Does he like the team? Does he even like being here at all? So no, I don't think this is that situation at all. Similar to Justin Verlander. I was never going to root for him on the Astros because who wants to root for them? But I'm not rooting for Tarik Skubal. No, I'm not at all.
I don't think I'm rooting for him actively, but if the Dodgers end up in the World Series and the Tigers are not their opponent, which feels pretty likely at this point, I don't think I'm going to be doing the hater thing. I hope this guy loses. And one thing I never did for Matt Stafford and the Rams was buy the Rams merch, become a Rams fan. I wasn't like cheering for them as if they were my secondary team, but I was, kind of hoping that he would win. I was not hating against Matt Stafford until he actually came to town and they had to play him in the playoffs. I don't think I'm going to be hating Tarik Skubal for as much animosity as he caused and for as much tension as there was between the Tigers and Tarik Skubal. And I don't think he handled it very well. I don't think the Tigers handled it all that great over the past couple of years either. I don't think I'm going to turn into a Tarik Skubal hater over the next couple of years when this guy's contending to win a World Series over and over and over again. I don't think I'm actually going to do that. Again, I'm not going to actively root for him and go out of my way to go watch all the Tarik Skubal games, but I for sure am going to be intrigued by what this guy does going forward. And if he does end up in a World Series, I think I'd be lying if I said I was rooting for his downfall. And this is also a different perspective because I like the Dodgers, not only because we work here at the high A affiliate of the Dodgers, but I like the dynasties. And I know that's a hot take. Most people want the Kansas City Chiefs to fall, and they love seeing them fail. Most people want the Dodgers to, fall short of the World Series. I like when the dynasties get built and we have three-peats because it's something 20 years from now to remember. It's not what's happening in the NBA right now where there's a new champion every single year. It's impossible to win back-to-back. That's fine. It allows for every team to feel like they have a chance to contend year in and year out. But the true dynasties across sports, I love being a part of those and witnessing those. So I kind of am rooting for the Dodgers to three-peat if it's not going to be the Tigers. The same way I was rooting for the Chiefs to three-peat if it's not going to be the Lions. I like seeing the dynasties get built more than I like seeing them fall. And I know I'm in the minority on that, and that's okay.
Sure. Does every dynasty include a player that just had as big of a breakup with your favorite team as Tarik Skubal? I think that's
exactly.
I think that this is just two different scenarios. I don't think that being the guy that roots for the dynasty, that's a different thing than whatever this is, than the Dodgers with Tarik Skubal. I think it's completely different.
Well, let's not just only talk about Tarik Skubal to open up the show. We have to remember that the Tigers also played last night. They picked up another win. Troy Melton just won't stop shoving. He is looking like an ace right now. If you want to compare each of their games last night, Troy Melton, Tarik Skubal, one of them had a significantly better game. Troy Melton, 97 pitches, 7 innings pitched, 0 earned runs, yet again. Tarik Skubal, 85 pitches, 6 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, and a loss. I think the Tigers fans have moved on from Tarik Skubal relatively quickly, or at least most logical ones, because they know that they have this guy, Troy Melton, in their back pocket, who is pitching and has been pitching like an ace throughout the course of the entire season. He's pitched in 12 games. He's only allowed more than 2 runs one single time. Last night, shuts down the Seattle Mariners. And then we got really exciting news last night, too. Jackson Jobe, he's going to be making his start on Saturday. So there's not one, but now there's 2 guys that we think could potentially take over as, someone who could be a 1 down the line. Now, whether or not Troy Melton is actually the first starter in a playoff series, if they happen to go all the way and make it into the postseason, I'm not sure, because maybe they just have Fromber's veteran status as their 1, and they are comfortable with Troy Melton as their 2. But Troy Melton has pitched like one of the best pitchers in baseball all season long. He's just not qualified. But if he was, all his numbers suggest that of a Cy Young candidate at the very least. Players in their first 16 starts to have a sub-2, sub-1 ERA and sub-1 whip with 13 total wins. In the last 113 years, that list consists of Troy Melton, and that's it. That's the end of the list. That's the only player that's ever done that. He's been phenomenal, and he put up another gem last night, and the Tigers end up giving him a ton of run support, and boom, just like that, the Tigers are, check this, within 1.5 games of that final wild card spot.
Yeah, in case you're wondering, too, I'll even dumb it down for you. Dodgers are 0-4 since trading for Tarek Skubal.
Ooh.
Tigers are 3-0 since trading away Tarek Skubal.
4-0 since they called up Max Clark. Put it that way, too.
That's all I'm saying, man.
The playoff hopes are very much alive. Very, very much alive. I feel better about the Tigers making the playoffs right now than maybe any other point in the season since like early April. Now, the actual playoff projections and the playoff models don't necessarily agree with that because the Tigers on Fangraphs only have a 24% chance to make the playoffs. I don't know, man. It feels like they've caught lightning in a bottle, not just the way that they're playing, but just the energy that they are bringing to the club or to the park every single night, wherever they may be. It does feel like a monkey off their back with Tarek Skubal no longer on the roster. And again, for lack of a better word, but Max Clark, in a lot of ways, has sparked this offense to life.
No pun intended.
They're putting up runs at an incredibly high rate over the past 4 days. Four games.
So have the Tigers officially won the Skubal trade now? You know, they got 2 top 100 prospects for their second best pitcher.
That's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Shout out Troy Melton, man.
Perhaps their third best pitcher, the way that Jackson Jobe can come back on
Okay.
Saturday. Okay, I will say, like, the timing of it, I don't know if it's suspicious or if it's just a coincidence. It's probably more of a coincidence. But the fact that they announced that Troy Melton's coming back,
Jackson Jobe.
or Jackson Jobe's coming back starting on Saturday, a mere, 25 minutes before Tarek Skubal's first pitch. We nailed this yesterday. We said that's exactly what they should do if they want to control the PR release with this and kind of control the narrative. And it got Tigers fans really excited that Jackson Jobe's on the way back, 24-year-old pitcher that was once upon a time the top prospect in their system, someone we thought could take over as the best pitcher on the team one day. They announced that decision for him to come back 25 minutes before Tarek Skubal's about to throw his first pitch.
And then on top of it, the second that Tarek
notes.
Skubal comes out of the game in his start, Troy Melton starts for the Tigers and shoves and has a better game than Skubal. Like, could last night have gone more perfect if you're a Tigers fan? I don't think so. I don't think it could have been better.
End up scoring 8 runs too. Get this. They were winning by so much, I went to bed in the 7th inning. I was like, they got this. Now, did I really fear waking up and thinking that the bullpen blew it? Absolutely.
Yeah, no, you woke up and saw that they added like 4 more runs in the 9th inning.
It's like, oh my God, what happened?
Yeah, shout out. I love how we were clowning the White Sox for making that trade, Luis Castillo trading for him. Well, Sir Anthony Dominguez was dealt to the Mariners in that trade, and he just comes in his debut for Seattle and gives up bombs to the Tigers. Love it.
I love it too. Clark just continues to be great. 7-pitch walk to open up the game yesterday. He's still in the 7 hole. I'm just ready to put him up into the top 3 spots. He can hit in one of those top 2 spots every day, and I'd be totally fine with
But,
it.
who's he taking? Whose spot's he taking? The top 3 spots are basically all locked up to McGonigal,
Dingler?
Torres, and Dingler at this point.
I wouldn't mind it. Yeah, I guess you're probably right. I wouldn't mind putting Dingler in the 5 hole. He's probably just been too good for that. Yeah, you're right. He's probably been too good for that. What a good problem to have, though. We have 5 hitters that were like, no, that guy can't hit any further back than 4.
I kind of love the Clark Baez. I know Javi didn't have a great game last night, but I love the Clark Baez back-to-back in the lineup. There's something about it. I'm a huge fan of it.
The Drip Bros. Yeah, Javi didn't reach base once yesterday, but the plays he was making at shortstop had Benetti foaming at the mouth.
For the people that were on the Javi can play center field train, that's why he plays shortstop.
Oh, he can play center field.
Sure, but he plays shortstop.
We don't have a better shortstop on the roster. McGonigal was fine there. I don't think the advanced numbers love McGonigal there, and some of the advanced numbers over the past couple of years don't even love Javi there. But you watch a game like last night, and you're like, okay. The instincts that Javi Baez has.
Yeah. Javi's issue has always just been the
unmatched.
throw to first. That's always been the bad part of his game. His fielding ability has always been like S tier.
And just his IQ. We talk about like basketball IQ all the time, just kind of being able to see things before they happen. Javi's just ability to know exactly where to put his feet and know the exact route he has to take to the ball, how quickly it's like.
Yeah, the
He just has
tags
an
with Javi
awareness.
is always something you talk about. Yeah, he's got baseball IQ.
99 awareness from Javi Baez. I loved everything that we had last night. The Skubal loss, the Troy Melton win.
And Skubal pitched good. I think that's the best part about, because I saw somebody said, well, it would have went better if Skubal got blown up in his start. I think, honestly, that was better. He pitched pretty good, but he only went 6 innings. Welcome, Dodgers fans. Enjoy your 6 innings per week.
I have one more note. We always had the Skubal scream or the Skubal screech. Melton's starting to show some emotion on the mound. The Melton moan. It's like a little baby moan, though. You know, it's not like he's like screaming on his way to the dugout after a strikeout, but he'll just turn around and look at the outfield and just do a little, ah! The Melton moan. 989-837-6125. This is the Ben Bosscher Show live here on 100.9 The Mitt. Another great Riley Green game, by the way, too. It's the Ben Bosscher Show. The show, as always, is brought to you by Bresky Siding and Building Repair. Protect your home with Bresky Siding and Building Repair. The experts who do the job right the first time. Whether you have a leaky roof, storm damage, siding looking tired, Bresky has you covered. Locally owned, trusted, and dedicated to keeping Midland area homes safe and looking sharp. Quality materials, skilled craftsmanship, and service that puts your family first. Don't wait for the next storm. Call Bresky Siding and Building Repair today and keep your home strong for years to come. The 9 o'clock hour is brought to you by Iron Stack Technology. They help businesses solve real tech problems securely, efficiently, and without the headache. When your IT is working the way it should, everything else gets easier. Iron Stack Technology, solution-driven, mission-focused. Check them out online at ironstacktechnology.com.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt. Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
All right, looking at the messages, got a text that says, the best part of last night was the fact that Melton pitched further into the game than Skubal did in the same night, where Skubal took the loss and Melton won, kind of like a breakup with the ex who dumped you gets cheated on. Ooh, the ex-girlfriend gets cheated on after dumping you.
But we're not wishing for all that, right? That's like really being petty.
I mean, you just said you're rooting against Skubal the rest of the way, 2 middle fingers.
Yeah, but like getting cheated on?
You can't play this two ways. You're either rooting against him and you're going to be a big
his
hater.
headphone just exploded.
I know. You're either rooting against him or you're going to be a big hater the rest of the year, which like I'm not telling you can't do. I'm just telling you I don't think that's
what was your instant reaction? Like when you turned on the TV, because obviously the Cubs pitched first, Ohtani, Paez, they all got to bat or whatever. When Skubal like took the mound, when they're cutting to break and it's Skubal walking out onto the mound, what was your immediate reaction? Because I'll tell you mine after.
I felt like I was going to throw up. I was like, this is awful. This is terrible. I can't believe now he's getting all the, like, the one where I wrote down where it's like your favorite band or singer all of a sudden becomes,
that was a good one. I liked that one.
Like, obviously Skubal, like, we knew about Skubal long before he even became popular. And if you got a favorite band or artist that like, oh, you kind of like, they're under the radar. And then all of a sudden, not only are they the biggest artists in the world, but they're dating one of the other biggest artists in the world. That's what it felt like with Skubal wearing a Dodgers uniform.
Everybody knew Juice WRLD before he blew up, you know? That's how this feels.
Yeah, it is how it feels. To watch him go out there in the blue and on ESPN or on TBS, and then everybody's talking about it. It's nationally televised. It's like, yeah, this guy's status is just elevated. It's Shaq going to the Lakers. It's Kareem going to the Lakers. It's A-Rod going to the Yankees. It's Shohei going to the Dodgers. Like, his status is now just elevated in terms of the stardom.
Yeah. I think some of those guys already had much more stardom, but you're right in the fact of Skubal. He was a star. Like, he does have the superstar, I'm going to say the word, vibe to him. He always has had that. Star. Yeah, you're right. He was a baseball star. But, like, look at a guy like Troy Melton. Like, you know, he's far away from being a star. Or any of these other guys. Like, I think they just, even Kevin McGonigal. I don't know if he has, like, the superstarness to him, despite clearly he's going to be one. You know, where Tarek Skubal, I think, has always had it. But now that he's in L.A., you're right. It's all of a sudden people are going to be like, Tarek Skubal, this guy's, like, awesome. You know, all the casual baseball fans and the L.A. Dodger fans, whatever you want to call it. Like, oh, this guy's been pitching. He's the back-to-back Cy Young for a reason, you know? So I thought that was the best comparison there. My immediate reaction, though, was screw you, screw this guy. Oh, my God, I kind of miss him.
That seems like a very mixed bag of feelings.
That was like, I saw him and I was like, ugh, you know, like curse words just spewing out of my mouth. But then in my head, I'm like, man, like, I'm going to miss that guy.
There was a lot of disbelief on my end.
That's how I felt.
There was a lot of disbelief on my end. And I think, like, when he did give up his runs, there was a little, like, evil smile to my face to where, like,
I was rooting for him. Like, when he struck out PCA, I was like, ugh. I wanted him to hit a home run off of him.
I think it's just going to be really hard for me to turn into a hater if they're on the cusp of a World Series. I think by then...
that feels like the best time to become one, doesn't it?
Nah, when somebody's so close to winning something... Because, like, one thing that we can never question about Tarek Skubal is his competitiveness and his desire to win a World Series.
A lot of people questioned it in the 7th inning of the Game 5 last year. I just don't think I'll be able to be bitter for that long. It's not like I'm like buying the merch. Oh, the freaking Detroit Rams. I couldn't believe how far that went the wrong way. I know you own Dodgers merch.
I own Loons merch. I don't think I own any Dodgers merch at all.
Okay.
I'm weird with the wearing other teams' stuff. I won't do it. Especially baseball and especially football. Mostly the NFL. But I just like kind of... Basketball might be the lone exception. And I won't wear another team. It'd be a different player's stuff,
right?
You know? But I don't really wear other teams' stuff. So that's why I thought the Detroit Rams stuff was like almost egregious and like an embarrassment to the people who bought all that stuff.
Yeah, I thought that was way too far.
And I don't think it's going to go that far for, like, it won't go that far for the Skubal fans or for the Skubal people out there, because there's way more people that truly despise Skubal versus the people. I don't think there was anyone that despised Stafford until his wife kept running his mouth as they came to
Until
Detroit.
we trashed his kids, yeah.
Yeah, until we trashed his kids. But I don't think I'll actively be rooting against him.
Yeah, Verlander never gave Tigers fans a reason to hate him after he left Detroit. The only thing that was hateable was that he went to the Astros. You know,
his team was hateable.
The team was insanely hateable.
But it was almost like, really? Verlander's
like he's
part of
those guys. Yeah, exactly. It's like, he doesn't count. We can't be mad at him. He's not like Altuve, you know? Like, that was kind of the thought there. Whereas Skubal, like, before even leaving, had already given fans a reason to be out and done with him. So,
before.
I don't think that this is anything like those other two scenarios.
989-837-6125. Are you going to be rooting for Tarek Skubal the rest of the season? Like, are you at all rooting for this guy going forward? Because I would argue, I think this is going to be mostly a split decision. So I'm curious as to what our audience is going to think here. So let's go to a couple messages here. 989-837-6125. Karen says, if he wasn't a Dodger, I would for sure be rooting for him, with a throw-up emoji. That's the other factor in this. Most people just don't like the Dodgers. And I made my case in the open why I think it's fine. I think it's fun to root for the villains. I think it's way more fun to be the villain, and I think it's good when sports have villains. I like the dynasties. But yeah, a lot of people, like, even if there wasn't bad blood, just wouldn't be rooting for him simply because of the team that he's on. Leonard says, not tonight, go Cubs. Jim says, same Skubal, different city. Give up the lead, and then you're done. I love it. Sounds like a little bit of hater energy.
I kind of like it, though.
Rodney says, I only have enough energy for about 6 innings, and then I'm out. Clever stuff.
Just like Skubal.
Ryan says, I'll be rooting for Skubal unless he's facing the Tigers, which sounds like it's just going to happen later on this month.
It is. Well, it is looking that way right now. Obviously, a few weeks out, but Skubal pitching at Comerica Park. Come on.
Does he get an ovation?
Oh,
I don't know.
This is one where I really don't know. You know, I think a lot of the times when we try to do this whole will this guy get booed or not thing, it's pretty easy to predict. I would think he gets booed. I would think there's just it's just going to sound like murmurs. Like he's going to be a
the
good
field,
mix of both.
And I think you'll hear some boos and you'll have some people in the crowd like, why are you booing him? He did so much for us.
No, he didn't.
Yeah. No,
I think it'll be more boos. Actually, now that I sit here and think about it more, I think it'll be a majority of boos.
Jacob says, I'll just be pretending that he doesn't exist. Good luck with that, man. He's about to become the face of the Dodgers.
He's the back-to-back Cy Young and the best team in baseball that's going for a three-peat. Like,
if you like baseball, you will not be able to just ignore Tarek Skubal the rest of the season. Nathan kind of lining up with an earlier text. Not a Dodgers uniform. I can't do it. Almost any other teams, I would have done it. But if you're in a Dodgers or Yankees uniform, I just simply won't be able to root for you.
That's what I wonder. Like, for the people that are just mad at Skubal in general, if he was traded to the Brewers, would you be rooting for the Brewers? I think everyone would. I think everybody would. Now, obviously, the Brewers are like a rootable team, just because they haven't won. You know, a lot of people. It's fun to root for an underdog.
Andrew says, I can never root for Tarek Skubal again. When Verlander left for the Astros, everyone thought he would come back one day. There's not a chance in hell Tarek Skubal is ever coming back.
Ooh. I kind of believe him.
I mean, unless Skubal's going to pitch until he's 43, I doubt it, right? Like, that would be the only way where he just basically plays his way into, like, oh, yeah, he's
just like Verlander.
On the fence of retiring. Maybe he'll come back to
No,
Detroit.
he ain't coming back.
I don't think he's coming back, no. 989-837-6125. This is the Ben Bosscher Show live here on 100.9 The Mitt. Hit the news. You know, here's the thing, too. There's not this animosity towards Casey Mize, even though Casey Mize had this to say about the Detroit Tigers on his way out the door. Tell you what that is, and we'll hit the news when we come back. It's the Ben Bosscher Show live here on 100.9 The Mitt. Told you that the 9 o'clock hour is brought to you by Iron Stack Technology. What I didn't tell you is Dow is proudly rooted in Midland and making an impact all around the world. Innovations that create solutions for cleaner water, safer homes, and more sustainable futures. A company built on science but driven by people with thousands of employees who call this community home. supporting local schools, events, and nonprofits because being a good neighbor matters. From the lab to the Little League field, Dow is invested in the places we live, work, and play. Dow, solving with science and standing with community.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid. By Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
All right, welcome back in, everybody. This is the Ben Bosscher Show. Casey Mize did have some words to say. I wouldn't call him bad-mouthing the Tigers, but definitely some insight. We'll get to that momentarily. Until then, Kyle, take it away with the news.
The Mets Morning Catch.
Okay, it's time for the news. You already knew that Tarek Skubal got the start yesterday. That stat you threw out about Troy Melton, by the way, just unbelievable. The first guy since 1913 when the stat started to be tracked in his first 16 starts to have the sub-2 ERA, sub-1 whip, and 13 team wins. Pretty unbelievable.
Wait, can I just say something, too? What were we doing before 1913? Because there was certainly baseball being played, but they didn't track runs?
They didn't track earned runs. So I think that the stat just got flipped.
What were we doing, man?
Well, I think there was probably a realization of man, the run probably isn't the pitcher's fault there with an error. And they were like, let's just divide the run stats into a runs and earned runs. That's how I would guess. Because then ERA became an official stat because it's earned run average, not run average, you know? You get it? Picking it up?
Yeah, no, I get it.
Yeah. Okay, other stuff. Game 2 between Tigers and Mariners tonight at 9:40. Drew Anderson is getting the start for the Tigers. He's going up against Brian Wu. Drew Anderson will officially join the Tigers rotation as well. This is not just like a bullpen day. He's going to be a part of the Tigers rotation for now. Obviously, you have Justin Verlander at some point to return. Jack Flaherty remains on the injured list. And River Ryan remains on the injured list. So one of those guys will hopefully join the Tigers rotation and kick Drew Anderson out of here. But it seems like Tigers fans are kind of optimistic about Anderson joining the rotation. Like he might be better in a non-leverage situation, giving you 4 innings as a starter instead.
I had the opposite reaction when I found out he was starting today. You know how we've been saying, like, oh, now that the deadline's over and the Skubal thing, like, is off our backs, it's just super easy to root for this young, fun team now, and we're excited to watch Tigers games again. Yeah, all that gets thrown out the window when I see Drew Anderson is starting the game. I am petrified for tonight.
I'm with you in the fact that I won't say this is the most, like, optimistic I've been about the Tigers all season. This is the most fanboy I think I've been about the Tigers all season.
For sure.
Like, I'm rooting for them harder right now than I was maybe ever since, like, the start of the year. And it's fun because you have McGonigal, you have Clark. I have a fun McGonigal-Clark question to ask you at some point, and I don't think I'll do it now. I think I'll save it for at some point in the show or maybe tomorrow, but just some interesting stuff there. As far as the standings go, Ben mentioned it. Tigers now 1.5 games back in the American League wildcard race. They're tied with Baltimore. Texas and Minnesota are just 1 game back of Cleveland, who owns that final wildcard spot right now at a 500 record, 57-57 overall. Seattle, of course, is right there in the mix. The Tigers passed them last night. I would say those are the only, there's 5 teams all trying to still compete that are out of the wildcard race right now. Toronto sold pretty hard at the deadline. They obviously still could get back into it. Who knows? But right now, Seattle, Detroit, Baltimore, Texas, Minnesota are the 5 teams on the outside looking in with still plenty of games left to be played to get any of those wildcard spots. In the division, the White Sox still hold a 4.5 game lead over the Tigers after losing last night.
And Cleveland is just ice cold right now, man. They can't win 2 consecutive. They haven't won 2 consecutive games since July 20th and July 21st.
2 games in a row?
They haven't won 2 games in a row since July 21st and July 20th. After they won those 2 games in a row, they lost 5 in a row, and they've basically been 500 since then.
Tigers be winning 2 in a row all the time.
I know.
They be losing 2 in a row
I'm telling you,
too.
I think after this Cleveland series, the Tigers are going to be in a playoff spot. I really believe it. Now, they haven't beat Cleveland this year.
Yeah.
So it's going to require them to do that.
I mean, there's a world where they're there before, or like leading up to the Cleveland series, I guess. Not in a playoff spot. I guess that would take a little bit of crazy work to happen, but
not that crazy anymore.
Yeah. Now that it's 1.5 games. I mean, like if they just went, what do they got?
If
5
they
games
sweep
left
anybody,
on
they
this,
could be in a playoff spot.
5 games left on this West Coast trip. You just win. You take 2 of 3 in both series, which would be really good. You know, a West Coast trip is not an easy thing to just come out as a winner of. They go 4-2 totally on this trip. Yeah, they could be like tied for a playoff spot potentially.
Yeah,
especially if Cleveland keeps playing poorly.
If they win 3 in a row at any point, like, and I know they've won 4 in a row, but I'm saying like starting now, if they win an additional 3 in a row at any point, I feel like they could very easily be in a playoff spot.
We will find out. Tarek Skubal, by the way, is projected to start versus the Tigers on August the 28th. That's at Comerica Park, just with the lining up of how the Dodgers scheduled starts look. That's a Friday night. Woo.
Oh, man.
In the orange, too. Oh, man, that would be crazy. We need that. Like, Rob Manfred, come on, make it happen.
What, choosing who starts?
Yeah, Skubal has to start. Dodgers can't duck this.
I hope not.
And we got to have either Melton or Job pitching.
I think it should be Job.
It's just got to be either one of them, though. Like, as long as one of them is starting, that has to be the matchup.
And I hope whoever it is, they strike out to get out of an inning, I hope they turn right to the visiting dugout and just kind of like mean mug them immediately. Like start finger pointing, doing the Sophie Cunningham finger point right over the Dodgers.
Yeah, right.
As we now are losing 8-1.
What if, as Ohtani hits his third home run of the game, if River Ryan is back in time, they start him. He has a better start than Skubal. They officially win the
You
trade.
said he's better than Skubal?
I said, what if he has a better start than Skubal, though, in that game? Last night on the Tigers broadcast, pretty cool stuff that they showed. The Tigers bench coach, George Lombard, was not there. He was back in New York because his son, George Lombard Jr., who is the Yankees' #1 prospect, made his debut for the Yankees, and he goes deep in his second at-bat. His first major league hit is a home run. And here was the craziest part about that. His younger brother, Jacob Lombard, was making his high A debut, and he went deep in his for his first hit at the high A level. This is where we get some crazy voodoo magic, Illuminati type stuff here. George Lombard's home run, 33 degrees off the bat, 100.2 miles per hour.
Stop.
Jacob Lombard's home run, 33 degrees off the bat, 99.9 miles per hour. So a 0.3 difference exit velocity off the bat. It was both in their second plate appearance, off of a breaking ball, hit to left center field, and they were both against Cardinals/Cardinals affiliated teams.
Oh my God, that's sports for you.
And it was in their debuts.
That's a completely wild story. It does feel like a lot of time. Doesn't it feel like way more often than not, players in their debuts just be hitting home runs now?
Yeah.
Do
they
pitchers
happened
think
the
these
Tigers
guys
like
are
three
like
times this year?
Do pitchers think new players making
They
their debut are
stink?
useless?
Yeah.
Do they think they can just throw them strike?
I'm just
like,
going to throw a breaking slide piece meatball right across the plate.
It's like they take
He's
it
not
like a
gonna hit
possession
it.
off in
Yeah.
basketball. It's like, what are we? You still have to play. You still have to pitch to these guys. They're professionals.
Yeah, I
for
mean,
a
what?
reason.
You had Valencia, Gage Workman, and Altman, I think, all went deep for the Tigers in their debuts this year.
It might have just been one of Gageman or Outman. I can't remember
I
which
think
one.
Gageman. I think they both did.
Maybe it was both.
Now Gage Workman
Clark
is
did it in his second game.
That's right. Yeah, I just thought that was pretty crazy. And they interviewed George Lombard at the Yankees game, and they were like watching the other son on their phone, like as they were watching George Lombard there too. Were they living in the moment there or no? Are they allowed?
Exactly,
Are they
but I
allowed
think
to have
that
their
reason
phone
is
out there?
justified to
Okay,
be on
I
your phone.
just wanted to double check that with that one. Let's do one more thing in the news, and then we'll save the rest for later. Let's look at the Covenant Healthcare Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Injury Report. Kerry Carpenter, by the way, this was not reported by anyone. This is me doing my own investigating. Posted on his IG story, he's in Seattle with the Tigers on the 10-day injured list, which goes back to last Monday, July the 27th. So right now he's on day 9 of that 10-day IL. Of course, the Tigers are on the West Coast trip, so they're going to go straight from Seattle to San Francisco. This would make me assume that Kerry Carpenter's just going to rejoin the Tigers in that San Francisco series, if not at the end of this Seattle series. So, yeah, we'll be looking forward to getting Kerry Carpenter back in lineup, who needed some time off.
Yeah.
I don't think this was a real injury for him. I think it was just more so of a, hey, man, you need a reset. Clearly something's going on. And once you replace Zach McKinstry with Kerry Carpenter in the Tigers lineup, as long as you get a somewhat version of Kerry Carpenter that we know and love, I kind of like the look of the lineup, man.
You know,
It's pretty smooth.
Zach McKinstry in right field is a tough watch. He's just not an outfielder. Just because he
Then
can
what
play
is he?
anywhere doesn't mean he should be playing anywhere.
I think most of his games this season have been played in right field.
I know, and he's just not that good out there at all.
All-star.
Right. 989-837-6125. This is the Ben Bosscher Show live here on 100.9 The Mitts. When we come back, I'll tell you what Casey Mize said about the Tigers on his way out. We talk about having the home field advantage all the time on the show. Well, if your home or business uses propane, the company with that advantage is Forward Energy. Since 1925, they've been serving our local community with propane and fuel solutions for homes, businesses, and more. Local people, reliable service, Forward Energy, part of the home team.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid. Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
989-837-6125. So to wrap up the 9 o'clock hour, Casey Mize did say that the Tigers never once came to him with a contract to try to negotiate with. It sounds like the Tigers didn't really want to extend him. I think in an alternate universe, in a one where Casey Mize is staying healthy more often than not, I would love to have had Casey Mize back. I'm also perfectly content turning the page in entering this new era of Detroit Tigers baseball that we've talked about time and time again. And I just don't really see how Casey Mize could have been a part of that, because Fromber is still just signed long-term, whether you like him or not, or medium-term. Jackson Job's going to be here. Troy Melton's going to be here, the best pitcher in the American League. Montero, River Ryan, Reese Olson, that's 6 guys alone. I'm just not exactly sure where Casey Mize fits into that. And if you're going to extend him, I don't think it's for any more than a 1-year deal, just based on the injury history. There's so much of it. I think I was ready for a fresh start. And I know earlier on in the season, I made the case that they should keep Casey Mize and try to extend him. I think by the time that we got to the trade deadline, it was just inevitably time to turn the page forward, get a little younger, and bring in a couple new faces to be a part of the rotation. Nothing against Casey Mize. I think Tigers fans will root for him going forward. But I don't have a problem with him saying, oh, look at that, the Tigers didn't really offer me a contract extension. Yeah, because you're never healthy, man. I think it's that simple. If you pitched more often, I think the Tigers would have been very interested in bringing you back. But it's not fair that 3 times a year we got to either put you on the IL or feel like you're about to hit the IL.
And like on top of it, he just has never had the full season, right? Whether it's health or not. Like, he just hasn't really been able to have the full year of like, wow, Casey Mize. Like, this guy's a legit starter.
Yeah.
And we're about to find out if he can put that together in San Diego, but that also doesn't mean he has stayed fully healthy this season, because he hasn't, like you said. So, yeah, it doesn't shock me that they didn't offer a contract extension to Casey Mize. He also never turned it on until the last 2 years of his career.
He also stunk down the stretch last year.
Like, we have to remember that Casey Mize, for most of his Tigers career, has been disappointing. For most of it. He's had a year and a half of like, wow, Casey Mize, this guy's a legit starter in this league. He came into the last 2 years as the Tigers' number 5 pitcher. Like, that just has to be remembered. Mm-hmm. And so there's a reason that they never offered him a contract extension early on. And then it got to a point where in these final 2 years, it's like, okay, now it's starting to work out. What are we going to do? Offer him a huge contract now? That would be irresponsible. So, yeah, it doesn't shock me one bit. Could there still be a potential Casey Mize return to Detroit? Of course, that's going to be always in the cards. It's a lot more likely than a Skubal return is, no doubt about that. But yeah, this doesn't shock me at all. Casey Mize, by the way, making his debut for the Padres tonight.
Really?
Yeah.
What time is that game on?
They're playing the Diamondbacks, so I would assume it's another late nighter. It's probably right. Yeah, it's 9:40, same first pitch time as the Tigers. So
yeah, I don't think I'll be as inclined to turn that one on. I'll check the box.
Yeah,
score,
I'll be
see
checking
what
it out. Yeah, Casey Mize rocking number 32 for the Padres. Kind of gross.
What was he here?
12.
12? Yeah.
32.
Yeah, once upon a time, 1.01, man.
I look, be Magic Johnson.
It was a fun way that he could end his Tigers tenure with the way that he was pitching, and I'm glad he finally came through fruition. I don't think you get to call him a bust at 1.01. Maybe it's not exactly what you wanted him to live up to, but at least it did look like bust potential for a while, and I'm glad he pulled himself out of that and got himself to the status that other teams wanted to trade for him at this year's deadline. I think the return they got for him is fine. I don't have a problem with them not extending him or never even going to the table to offer him one. I think they wanted a fresh start and to move on, and that's exactly what they did. A lot of new faces for the Tigers. They're bringing back Job, obviously, on Saturday. Melton is pitching like an ace every single time he's out on the mound. The stat with Melton, 12 games and only one time he's allowed more than 2 runs, is... Like, at what point is the sample size large enough to where it's like, oh, actually he is one of the best pitchers in the American League? Because he's not qualified and he's not going to be this year. That's why he's not in contention to win any of the awards or isn't getting recognized like that. But I feel like at this point we're approaching the territory where there's just enough of a sample size to say, oh yeah, this guy is like truly a spectacular pitcher. We're creeping up on that at the very least.
I think so. Not to like go back to the other thing, but just with Casey Mize, the bust thing with him, he's one of 3 first overall picks to be an all-star of the last 10 drafts. Like going back to his draft, essentially. There just isn't Skeens, him, and Adley Rutschman.
Really?
That's it. Like a lot of these first overall picks just don't turn out. Obviously, Torkelson, one of them. Like Mize has turned himself into a big league pitcher. For a while, we didn't think so. But a lot of these first overall picks just do not turn out, which is really weird.
And overall, he's having a better year this year. We'll see how he finishes than he was last year. Like he had some awful
Well, I guess
stuff.
Travis Bazzana made the All-Star game this year, so there's 4. Weak All-Star.
What'd you say, fake
Zach
all-star?
McKinstry type All-Star.
I mean, we're going to have like 4 or 5 of those every year now with the amount of guys that opt out of this thing. When Vlad Guerrero gets the call, he's like, hey, you're an all-star. Congratulations. He's like, I'm what?
Wait, I still haven't hit a home run in my home ballpark this year? It's a crazy
I'm in the
stat
All-Star
of the
game?
season.
Like, I think I'll just decline that. 989-837-6125. All right, we're going to do a draft of some sorts. We haven't done a draft in a while on this show, and I'm excited to do the one that we're about to do. It is the most intriguing Detroit sport athletes, August 5th, 2026. So that is going to take up the next 20 minutes or so when we come back to start out the 10 o'clock hour. We'll hit around the league. We've got a guest on coming on in the 11 o'clock hour. It's the Ben Bosscher Show, and we are live here on 100.9 The Mid, Top Dow Diamond in the Blazy Electric Studio. 10 o'clock hour on the way.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
The Electric Studios. This is Sports Radio 100.9 The Mid. WLUN, Pinconning Bay City, Saginaw, Midland.
All right, 989-837-6125. Something really exciting. We've been wanting to do it since basically last Friday when Max Clark made his debut. It's the most intriguing Detroit sports athletes draft. Big Win Wednesday is coming up at 10:15. We're going to give away Loons tickets because we've only got 12 home games left in the regular season. So that's at 12:15. Be sure to be ready to text in.
Yep, 10:15.
What was that?
10:15.
10. What did I say? 12:15?
Yeah.
Yeah, 10:15. 15 minutes. But I want to do the most intriguing, and I want to define what we're aiming towards here. This isn't the best, because if we were doing the best, it would just be Penei Sewell, Cade Cunningham. This is the most intriguing. Players that have a lot going for them right now, ride or die. Not ride or die, but like ride. Like, what is going to happen? You're along for the ride with one of these players. You're just really intrigued to see what happens and what comes of what's coming up for them. So, does that make sense? So, what we're looking for here?
Sure, man. I think so. That was mainly what my number one question is, like, what is the intriguing phrase of this? But I think I relatively understand. Now, is this like going forward? Am I building for the future with this draft? Or is this a win now type of intrigue draft? You get what I mean?
You're gonna take it at whatever approach you want.
All right. I want you to have the first pick because I kind of want to see where you're going here. Well, you're probably just gonna take Max Clark.
No.
Really? Because I think I know
He's
who
not
I'm,
number one
I
on
think
my big
I know
board.
who I'm going to take. Most intriguing. Okay, most intriguing. I think you can make a case for a lot of guys. So do you want to go first? Or do you want me to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay. I'll
The
write
number
these
one
down
player
too.
on my big board for the most intriguing draft is Jahmyr Gibbs. How is this contract situation going to play out? What price is he going to get at? Not only is there all this contract stuff with Jahmyr Gibbs, but there is the potential offensive player of the year, some top 5 MVP buzz, some truly historic season incoming for Jahmyr Gibbs, where he could vault himself into, wait, is this actually the best player that we have on the Lions? Is this the best player that we have in Detroit? I think that's all on the table with Jahmyr Gibbs plus the contract stuff. I think he is by far and away the most intriguing player that we have in Detroit sports right now. So I'll take Jahmyr Gibbs number one.
Yeah, I think even if like the contract stuff wasn't going on, like we would still have him high on this board.
Yeah, like what
Just
type of
because
leap is he going to
What type
take?
of year is he about to have? Yeah, he's and anytime you have a guy that, I know this is a stupid thing to say, anytime you have a guy that's going to be picked like first or second in fantasy football overall, he's being talked about by everyone, not
Correct.
just Detroit
Yeah,
fans.
good point.
And I think that just adds a certain lore to what Jahmyr Gibbs is. So yes, very intriguing there.
Yeah, the fantasy aspect definitely amplifies it. I didn't even
It
mention
does.
that.
Like
so.
it's just everybody's uncle who doesn't even watch football but plays in their family fantasy league is going to know about Jahmyr Gibbs' contract. Oh, is he going to get the contract? Is he about to have a huge year?
Jahmyr Gibbs will go 1.01 in 99.9% of fantasy drafts where the home, like the location is Michigan.
Probably
Where
a bit
where
high.
Yeah. I can't wait to see what happens with Gibbs this season, plus the contract stuff. So he's my first overall pick.
Yeah. Okay.
I would say you get 2 picks here, but then after that, we don't snake.
So you don't get to snake, so I just kind of get to double screw you over? Like you would also probably get to snake as well.
Yeah. We both get to snake once.
Yeah, and then it just goes back and forth after that.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes my job a little bit easier. Because I was debating between 2 guys. I think there is a certain Detroit Piston that is in the mix here, but is certainly not intriguing right now in a good way. And I don't think I want to take him this high because I'm still a little bit angry at him, and I have yet to subside over that.
Yeah, you can wait for a while. He's not on my big board for a minute.
He's certainly intriguing. Jalen Duren is who we're talking about. There's no point in hiding this. I'm not going to pick him. I am going to pick a different J fella, though. Not Jahmyr Gibbs, not Jalen Duren, a double J. I'm taking Jackson Jobe first.
Oh, wow.
I think the return of Jackson Jobe is it's incredibly intriguing. Like, obviously right now, Troy Melton, what he is doing is unbelievable, and I get more amped up for a Troy Melton start at this point. Like, remember the Skubal bump day phrase we used to always do? Like, oh, it's Skubal bump day. Like, hell yeah. That's how I feel about Troy Melton bump day right now.
Yeah.
But it's
Melton
not
Mound Day.
But I'm not like intrigued by it because we've gotten to the point where I'm used to it. Like this is Melton. Like not that I'm bored by it, but I'm not like, oh man, what's Troy Melton going to give us today?
Yeah.
No, I expect that out of him because he's just been that great. Whereas Jackson Jobe, what if he just hits the ground incredibly running? And we have this Melton Jobe duo from a young pitcher standpoint, and we have this McGonigal Clark duo as a young position player standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
Like that is an incredible core four that are all extremely young. And then on top of it, you have the more, you still have guys that are part of the core, but they're not the young guys like that.
Right. Oh, yeah. Riley Green at 25 is an old guy now.
Yeah. I mean, Dylan Dingler's going to be 28 at the end of the season? Like, he's old as crap.
This is the vision that I've been trying to paint for Tigers fans here for a couple of weeks. Like, Skubal's gone, and look what you still have. This team can go make the playoffs now with a much more young, fresh, hungry core.
Yeah. Riley Green, I guess,
wasn't hungry.
Riley Green is just the same age of all these guys, which just doesn't feel right because of how early he got to the bigs. Like, Melton's 25 and Jobe is 24. So, like, Green, I guess, does fit into the group there. But just from the duo aspect of that, like, that's why I will take Jackson Jobe. Now, also, there's a world where Jobe struggles, and we put a little bit too high expectations on him. And Troy Melton truly has passed him as, like, now he is like the future starting pitcher ace of this team. Whereas I think right now it is I don't really know because Jobe has been out and he was always the top prospect.
I think it's Melton right now.
Well, it is right now, but like, is that guaranteed? What, like Jobe, if he's great, I think could easily make a case for it as well. So
I agree.
So Jackson Jobe would be my first pick.
Jobe always brought a little bit of energy too, especially the way he was introduced to Tigers fans who don't follow the prospect pipeline of like, hey, it's the end of the year. We're about to make the playoffs. We're bringing up Jackson Jobe to come out of the bullpen. It was like,
yeah.
What are they doing? So now, and then obviously he comes back last year. ERA doesn't like wow you. The whip doesn't wow you. But you watch some of the clips of the pitches that he threw, and it's like, oh my God, how is anyone supposed to hit that? Plus the Tigers just won every time he was on the mound. I think they were 9-1 in the games that he started last year.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a great one because if Jackson Jobe hits the ground, I mean, it doesn't even have to be running. It can be like a brisk jog. This Tigers team all of a sudden has a pretty nasty 1-2 punch at the top with a potential that has no ceiling, to be quite honest. And I don't really have any reason to think that that's not going to happen because every time that Jackson Jobe is having a rehab start, guess what? We get a notification from somebody that he just hit 101 miles an hour, 100.2 miles per hour. It feels like he's just like one of these guys that has one of the nastier fastballs in all of baseball.
I was at Jobe's one of the 2 appearances he made in 24 in the regular season, like when he came out of the pen against the White Sox. Man, that was awesome.
Not his debut?
No, it was his second game. But yeah. Anyways, so I'll just take the duo here of both of the young Tigers guys. I'll take Max Clark with my second pick. Kind of an obvious one.
Made a great play in the outfield last night.
Yeah,
that was the first time we really got to see his range in the outfield.
Another guy that is just like, man, if he continues to just be like pretty good, which I think is all they need him to do to get the expectation that we wanted out of Max Clark, because that's what he was in AAA. He was pretty good. It's not like he blew everybody away at the AAA level. But if he continues to do this and gets better and better, and the thing I respect the most about Max Clark is even like since the day he was drafted, it was controversial. The Tigers taking him, right?
Yeah, they should have taken Langford.
You got this big, loud kid that has the chains and the tats, and he's on social media. And like, does he really take baseball that seriously? Is he more of trying to be a celebrity than a baseball player? All of the stuff that came with Max Clark on top of the pick.
Yeah, passing
of
Langford.
Yeah, and Max Clark hasn't changed. That's the part I respect most about Max Clark. This wasn't something that he was a high schooler and like, oh, I'm trying to be flashy. I'm trying to like make a name for myself. No, that's just who he is. He has not changed at all. Oh, in spring training, he dropped a single fly ball, and everyone blamed it on the 1 million chains he was wearing. Guess what? He added 2 more chains. Like, he doesn't change the way that he is, and I respect the hell out of him for that. He clearly is elite at blocking out the noise, and I just think Max Clark, him with the combination of Kevin McGonigal as a duo, is extremely intriguing going forward for a Tigers team that has had literal like mannequins playing center field for them this season. So it can't be much worse. Max Clark is a great upgrade. And now that we're finally past the trade deadline, we can recognize, because like even this weekend, Max Clark is making his debut and we're just like, oh, this is sweet. Skubal, though. Like, are they going to trade Skubal?
Yeah,
or are they
now
going
it's
to trade
just the Max
Mize?
Clark train the
Let's
rest of the
enjoy
way.
Max Clark, and now we get a chance to do that. So he's going to be my second pick.
Yeah, this one, the entire reason we're doing this draft is because we wanted to talk about Max Clark and how intriguing he is. It's kind of a surprise that he went all the way to 3, but I think it's probably the right spot for him to go.
If I only had one pick there and I kind of just wanted to take Job first, I probably would have taken Clark first.
This one's from Jason Beck on Twitter. Per StatCast, Max Clark covered 121 feet, reaching an elite sprint speed of 30.1 feet per second to make his sliding catch on Dominic Canzone's pop fly yesterday. And just like contorted his body in ways that even like a Parker Meadows just probably wouldn't be able to do. Now, Parker probably just gets under that.
Parker is still like the better center fielder, but Parker's also like a really, really good center fielder.
Correct.
A1
Max
type.
Clark, also a really, really
Yes.
good center fielder, though. He's the captain of the center field out there. And yesterday was the first time we got to see him like go make a play.
Yeah.
I'm going to get used to that because to have him out there is going to be
And
pretty
it puts
sensational.
Javi in the infield, too, which is nice. And there was even the play where against a Rosarena, Melton just hung a slider. A Rosarena tanks it out to deep left center. I don't know if you saw Melton's reaction. He immediately like just
he thought he'd give up
fizzed
a
his
bomb.
glove, thought it was a bomb or a gap shot, and Clark just got there. Like pretty effortlessly got there. It's nice to have that out in center field for sure.
Clark also, like, I don't want to say shockingly because that almost feels like I'm dissing him and didn't expect it. But surprisingly, like, really mature and well-spoken in these interviews, too. Like you mentioned, he hasn't changed. It was controversial. He was loud. He's flashy. Wears the chains. He's on social media. And then they interview him, and it's just like, oh, that doesn't sound
He's
like
a pro.
some 21-year-old kid talking. That sounds like a guy who knows what it's like to be in the spotlight and can handle it really well.
Every sit-down interview he's ever done, he's elite at it. Like he's very good at the media stuff in like a positive way, not in a flashy way by any means.
I think you got a strong 1-2 punch with the Tigers and Jackson Jobe and Max Clark. With my second pick, I'll be doubling up on Lions the same way that you doubled up on Tigers. Give me Jameson Williams. I think Jameson Williams can truly take a jump forward and become the best wide receiver 2 in the NFL this year. He is dominating camp. It's another year under his belt. Now he's in the Drew Petzing offense. What are the odds that Jameson Williams has almost the same amount, if not more yards than Amon-Ra St. Brown this year, and it becomes a 1A, 1B type of situation?
I still think that's low, right?
Rather than a 1 and 2. I don't know. I think
get
there is
the
a world where
same
JMO's
number?
just consistently giving the Lions 80 to 90 yards every week. We saw it in the second half last year where he became, like, once Laporta was out, he became a truly reliable target for Jared Goff, which we hadn't seen before.
I guess they were only off by about 280 yards last year.
Yeah. Like, I don't think it's all that far-fetched to think Jameson Williams continues to ascend, and all of a sudden people are talking about the Lions wide receiver duo as, wait, does this team have two top 10 wide receivers in the NFL? He's been dominating camp, destroying the Lions secondary, which is maybe not as hard. It maybe makes you look a little bit better than you actually are. But I do think there's one final step for Jameson Williams, and that we saw it in the second half of last year. And I think there is a chance that he's just kind of past Sam Laporta for guys that Jared Goff is going to target more often than not. Because that's not something we've seen before, of JMO being a bigger part of the offense every single week versus Sam Laporta. I think that might actually flip this year, especially knowing JMO got paid and Sam Laporta has not yet.
Laporta probably just like falling right to the bottom of that, right? At this point?
Of target share?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the bottom of basically the whole core of guys.
Yeah, even like Gibbs might get more, just like near the amount of receptions that Laporta does this year.
I'm checking really quickly because you just mentioned the final stretch of the season. I just want to go final 9 games of the year. Who had more receiving yards?
It's Amon-Ra.
762 in the final 9 for JMO.
I've done this
766 for St. Brown. Woo!
It's close.
Just 4 more receiving yards than JMO in the last 9 games of the year.
It's really close. I think there's a final step for Jameson Williams, and I'm excited to see it. So those are our first 4 picks in the most intriguing draft.
Did St. Brown get injured in the Thanksgiving game against Green Bay? Why do you only get 1 target? I don't remember that.
Yeah, he got injured. He never missed a game, but he was clearly not himself.
I can't remember that game.
Good, you don't want to.
Yeah, good point.
So the first 4 picks of the most intriguing guys draft is Jahmyr Gibbs, 1 to me. Jackson Jobe and Max Clark go back-to-back to Kyle. And then I take Jameson Williams. So I've doubled up on Lions. Kyle's doubled up on Tigers. Both of our
I'm gonna
lists need
double
to be
up
a little
on Red
bit more.
Wings next.
Huh?
So I'm gonna double up on Red Wings next.
Really?
Psych!
There's one Red Wing that could get drafted. We both need to spice up our list a little bit in terms of diversity of the sports. So that's what we're going to do when we come back. It's also Big Win Wednesday time. Text in Loons to 989-837-6125. Again, Loons to 989-837-6125 for a chance to win Loons tickets to one of the final 12 games of the season. It's the Ben Bosscher Show live here on 100.9 The Mid. 10 o'clock hour is brought to you by Aired Insurance. Aired Insurance are all about putting you in a better position. Whether it's your home, auto, life, or business coverage, they make sure your protection actually fits your life. If you're looking for a team that takes the guesswork out of insurance, this is it. Be sure to go follow Aired Insurance Group on social media to stay connected every single day and see how they are helping people along the way. Again, Big Win Wednesday thanks to Garber Chevrolet. Text in Loons to 989-837-6125 for a chance to win Loons tickets, and we will get to our draft when we come back.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
All right, congratulations to Andrew. Andrew wins our Loons tickets for the day. So congratulations to him. 12 Loons games left this year. Hope to see you guys back out at Dow Diamond at some point before the season comes to an end. Still holding on to a playoff spot as of right now. They win yesterday, Kyle?
They did.
Okay, perfect. I was about to say, I think they're still holding on to a playoff
Big
spot.
win, like Big Win Wednesday.
That is thanks to our friends over at Garber Chevrolet who make Big Win Wednesday possible. If you're looking for a car, I can tell you from firsthand experience, Garber Chevrolet in Midland makes it easy. Bought my car there last summer. Whole process was smooth, no stress, straightforward. Whether it's a new whip or a quality used vehicle, the team knows their stuff and treats you right. Garber Chevrolet, a place you can actually trust to purchase your ride. All right, the most intriguing draft. I thought we were going to go 10 deep. I don't know if we're going to have time to do that.
10.
Might have to go rapid
Maybe
fire
10
here.
total.
So far, it's gone Jahmyr Gibbs, Jackson Jobe, Max Clark, Jamison Williams. So I've got the 2 Lions. Kyle's got the 2 Tigers. And we're not going to go snake anymore. It's 1-1-1-1-1.
But you go here. Like, you get your snake, and now we're just going back and forth, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
So with my third pick, I'm going to cheat. I don't know if this is allowed or not, but I'm going to do it. I'm taking Bryce Underwood.
Oh, most intriguing Detroit athletes was what was told to me, and that's what's on the graphic.
Would you
what do
have
we
taken
think,
him?
chat? What do we think, chat? Do we let him?
Would you
Do we
have
allow
taken
it?
him in the top 4?
I would have taken him first overall.
Really?
Bryce Underwood is the most intriguing dude there is. We're talking about the best quarterback in the history of the state of Michigan here.
You want to know why I get to claim him as part of the Detroit? Because he's from the Metro Detroit area. That's why. And he plays kind of in the Metro Detroit
that
area.
means I get to claim Sauce Gardner. Like
Sauce Gardner's from Detroit?
Yeah, Sauce Gardner played at MLK.
I did not know that. Did he finish his career in Detroit?
Yeah,
High school career?
yeah.
I had no idea. That's
What
crazy.
do we think? Somebody let me know. Is it thumbs up or thumbs down? I'm the first person that lets me know that you're the decider. Bryce Underwood.
No.
Does Ben get to take him? No, I think we do allow you to take him because it's a pretty intriguing player. Like, that's why.
Yeah.
Make your case for it, though.
Well, I think the reason that Bryce Underwood has to be on this list is there's a world where Bryce, like, obviously the number 1 overall recruit 2 seasons ago, had the controversy with the LSU flip, has the controversy with getting paid $12 million to go to play at Michigan rather than LSU. This is kind of the first example of a kid out of high school before he does anything in college getting $12 million. And I would say last year, despite having some pretty awesome flashes, it was a disappointing season for him, even though there were probably unfair standards placed upon Bryce Underwood. Now, heading into year 2 with an actual adult as his head coach, an actual offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach that are respected across college football, now it's time to take that significant step forward because I think Michigan fans are going to be have a little bit of a shorter leash with Bryce Underwood this year. Whereas last year, it's a true freshman, it's fine, we'll let this guy develop. If he doesn't show a pretty big jump forward this season, I think Michigan fans are going to be turned off by the idea of paying a guy $12 million to be an average quarterback because that's kind of what he was.
They kind of already are.
Yeah, that's kind of what he was at the end of the day last year, albeit 18 years old for
but
most
also,
of last season. Now he's putting Heisman expectations on himself, Kyle. It's nobody else is putting the expectations on him anymore. He wants to be the best quarterback to ever play at Michigan, ever come out of Michigan. His number 1 goal this year is to win the Heisman. All right, man. You want eyes on you? Fine. Eyes are on you.
I think that in an era we're in college football, like the idea of getting Bryce Underwood was awesome, but looking around being like, man, we could have just went and used that $12 million on like a guy that's 24. You know?
Yeah.
Like, not saying that they made the wrong decision, but that's the world we're in right now. It's like, if you're not going to live up to what we're paying you, there's better options out there.
There's a world where it's more about the headline of getting Bryce Underwood than it was about what we actually thought he could bring to the table.
It's a good one. Man, Sauce Boss says, bad pick by Ben here. Not intrigued by Underwood because I'm over Underwood.
He's played in 13 games, man.
And then
He's
Jacob
18
says
years old.
Sharon not having any sort of QB coach for Bryce was insanity. Yeah, I think that's kind of the good, both sides of Bryce Underwood there. Okay, since we're going off the rails here, I got a good pick. Because...
My bad.
Yeah, no, you're good. This is hard. Okay, I'm gonna take a guy that's for sure down the board that definitely shouldn't be going this high, but I'm really intrigued by him. I think he's the most intriguing rookie currently, not counting like Max Clark and Kevin McGonigal, I guess. I'm going to take Derek Moore here.
Wow.
Really early pick, but he's honestly the Lion I'm like most intrigued by that wasn't one of the two guys that you picked. Like Blake Miller, he's an offensive lineman. What if Derek Moore, once again, a Michigan guy on top of this as well, but Derek Moore finally could be the answer opposite Aiden Hutchinson that the Lions have been searching for so long. And so I'm very intrigued by that. And I'm intrigued to be like, on paper, he's a 3-down edge rusher. He's not just a guy that comes in on 3rd down to rush the quarterback. So is he going to be like that for the Lions? I don't know. I'm intrigued by it. So he'll be my 3rd-round pick.
Got to tell you, wasn't even on my board, and my board went 20 deep.
20? Well, your board probably has a coach on it too at this point.
No, I think you're overthinking it. I'm just taking Aiden Hutchinson.
What's intriguing about Hutchinson this
Everyone's
year?
talking about whether or not Gibbs can win Offensive Player of the Year. How about Hutch winning Defensive Player of the Year? Why is that just totally off the table? Can Hutchinson, I think we all agree he's in that second tier right now. There's the elite edge rushers. He's in the second group of them. I think that first group is Myles Garrett, well, maybe Garrett's in his own tier, but Garrett, Parsons. I think Will Anderson has kind of willed his way into that group as well. Can Hutchinson take that final step and get into that group of this year? I think he can, and I think he's going to.
He can't.
Why?
Myles Garrett is a generational edge rusher.
Okay, but can he get into the group with Micah Parsons and Will Anderson? I think he can. I think there's one more step for Aiden Hutchinson, and he can still continue to have the best year of his career over and over again. I don't think we get the point where it's like, oh, there's some regression due. No, I think he will have the best year of his career this upcoming season.
All right. I don't really see the intrigue there, personally. I think he's a great player.
We all know he's a great player. That's the intrigue.
I guess.
Hardware.
Okay, let me take Riley Green. Let me just take a guy who we already know who he is. All right, I'm going off the board here, too. Since you threw a Bryce Underwood pick out there, I'm really going to go off the rails here. I have a guy who I really want to take as a last-round pick that you're going to not let me take, but I'm going to do it anyways. I'm going to take Drew Petzing right here. Screw it.
That's really good.
Athletes, we're just cross off athletes. Because Drew Petzing, I'm taking him.
Not an athlete.
I don't need to explain this one, I feel like, right? I think we kind of all understand why I'm picking Drew Petzing.
Yeah.
We've talked about him enough.
My 5th pick, I'm going to go McGonigal. We all know McGonigal rocks. Here's my intrigue. If the I think the Tigers are, whether or not they make the playoffs or not, they're going to be playing some pretty meaningful games down the stretch in September. How's McGonigal going to play in those situations? High leverage. We need you to be the superstar. We need you to be the guy to help us secure a playoff berth. Or if the Tigers actually make the playoffs, rookie sensation, potentially has already been handed Rookie of the Year. I forget when they hand those awards out. Are you going to be able to live up to all of that pressure in the postseason, or is this going to be a situation where it's like, yeah, some rookie struggles. He kind of hit a cold spell once that rolled around. Once these games become a lot more meaningful, if McGonigal can continue to deliver, all of a sudden he is even more adored by Detroiters than he is right now, which he already is a lot right now. But if he can do it in the high leverage games that actually have some playoff implications, then all of a sudden we are talking about a superstar here in the city, if he's not already.
Okay. I have 2 guys I'm choosing between here. Maybe I would have wished I would have pushed Derek Moore down the board now that I know you didn't take it. Man, a lot of people in our YouTube chat are giving good suggestions out right now. I'm not going to pick one of the people that were suggested, but I certainly like a lot of these ones. I think I'm going to pick Troy Melton here, actually, for a the similar reason that you are taking Kevin McGonigal.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the Tigers are going for a real playoff push here. Well, let's say they get to the playoffs. They will not have the guy that started game 1 and game 2 of the playoffs for them the last 2 years. In Tarek Skubal and Casey Mize. Jack Flaherty will still be around, sure. Troy Melton, welcome to starting game 1 of a playoff series, if they get there, of course. A team that has disappointed in the playoffs the last 2 seasons. And just getting there, I don't care if they traded Tarek Skubal or not. Just scraping into the playoffs and losing early is not a successful season. It's just not, because this team has done it 2 years in a row. So now Troy Melton, instead of Tarek Skubal, the guaranteed win that we always talked about when he starts a playoff game, now it's Troy Melton's turn for that. That's a lot of pressure to put on a guy that has never been in that spot. So I'll take Melton here just for that standpoint.
Okay, I like the pick. I'm going to take a guy who's probably fallen much too far at this point. I'm going to take Kirby Joseph with no explanation needed.
Oh.
You're up on the clock.
Dude, that's such a good one.
Thank you.
That's your first good pick.
Okay, relax.
Oh, I like that one a lot. Okay, I am going to take someone from the YouTube chat here. A lot of Michigan guys getting thrown out as intriguing guys. That's interesting. I'm taking Isaac Tesla, though.
Ooh.
I like the Tesla one.
We got a couple texts about Isaac Tesla.
Tesla's a good one. Just like, what does year 2 Tesla even look like? I really have no idea, especially when you put all of this expectation on JMO, which I'm with you on it. What does that mean for Tesla? Khalif Raymond is gone. Obviously, he's not the same receiver as Khalif Raymond. Does that mean Greg Dortch is going to see the field more than Isaac is? I don't know.
I don't think so.
We'll see. So I'll take Tesla.
Okay, with my 7th pick, I'm going to take Hao Yu Lee. Is this the future second baseman for the Tigers? Can he continue to play as hot as he has this summer? Completely up in the air and TBD. That's why I'm intrigued to see how he can finish the year.
That's good. Howell Lions football in the YouTube chat is just begging me to take Savion Hyder. Please take him, he's asking. I mean, I'm not that intrigued by it. The RB2 of the Wolverines, like...
He has the potential to be a superstar, though. I just don't think it'll happen as a true freshman.
Though? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, for sure, true freshman, though. I don't know. Like, I mentioned his name. Hopefully that's good enough for you. Brandon McCoy, RP, throws out, too, for Michigan basketball. Interesting. If I'm taking a basketball player, though, it's certainly not going to be player from Ann Arbor. It's going to be the National Player of the Year, preseason player.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that right now. Give me Jeremy Fierce.
Wow.
I'll take Jeremy Fierce here. Jeremy Fierce, there's been a Fierce propaganda push over the last week or so. I don't know if you've been seeing this. Just about everyone's could Jeremy Fierce win National Player of the Year? It's if this many people are saying it, he's probably just the preseason favorite to win it.
Is there not odds out?
There is, but not real ones.
What does that mean?
Not on your trustworthy sites.
Oh.
The ones you use.
I see what you mean.
Yeah. I'll take Jeremy Fierce Jr. MSU, best roster under Tom Izzo post-COVID. Can he truly be the best player in the country and lead them back to the Final Four? That's my pick. We can just keep this going and combine the last break.
Okay. I'll go...
Because I've been thinking of some more names now. I have a really good 10th round pick.
I think Duran has fallen too far. I wasn't going to take him. But I'll take
really?
Duran.
I was going to take him next.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know. It's the right time where if I let you get him, it would have been a good value pick. I'll take Jalen Duran.
That sucks, man.
There's another player adjacent to Duran I think you could take right here.
A Jace?
No. Who's a Jace?
I was shortening adjacent. It's like a preach. A Jace. John says a Jace a lot. Yeah. Another player similar to Duran. What does that even mean?
Well, if you don't take this player, I'm going to take him next round.
What does that even mean? I'm not intrigued by John Collins that much.
Okay.
Is that what you're going for?
No, not at all.
Okay. Sorry. I have my 10th round pick, but now it's I need to fill my 8th and 9th round pick. This is tough. Yeah, somebody just threw it in the YouTube chat, and I has been thinking about it. Is Dylan Larkin just going to be on the Red Wings? I'm taking him.
Yeah, that was the guy. That's my Duran adjacent.
Okay,
a guy who's kind of up in the air on his status with Detroit.
Yeah, I'll take Dylan Larkin. Is he just about to be on the Red Wings this year?
I think so.
It seems more and more like that is the case.
A
lot of good
Only
suggestions,
2 more
by the
picks.
way, from YouTube. I appreciate all of the input we're getting.
Man, I have 3 people I really want to take, but I only have 2 spots left.
Tough spot, man. I know. I got to think of my next pick before I do my last pick.
Give me Riley Green.
What's the case for Riley Green?
I'll tell you.
Oh,
Riley Green gets absolutely slammed for being not clutch at all, for being a poor playoff performer. The way that the playoffs ended last year, Riley Green went 0 for 6 in that game. Riley Green's now at the point of his career where, like, that can't happen again. You kind of have to start delivering in the big-time moments. So, again, same reasons as McGonigal, down the stretch of this season when the playoffs are on the line, because whether or not they make the playoffs, yeah, is TBD. They will be playing meaningful meaningful regular season games that have playoff implications. And once push really starts to come to shove and they have to start winning these games, how's Riley Green going to perform if they squeak into the postseason? Is Riley Green going to start resorting back to old Riley Green where it's a lot of swing and miss and chasing everything out of the zone? I do think he's taken a step up this year, but the clutch numbers, bases loaded, like 9th inning, 8th inning stats, they just don't really reflect a step forward has been taken. So let's see if he can start to come through down the stretch in these most meaningful games.
Gary says Riley Green over Dylan Dingler.
I'm just not all that intrigued by Dingler. I don't think Dingler could do anything that would piss us off right now.
Yeah, he just is the man. And he just, like, is the best catcher in baseball. If there was, like, the argument of, like, is he the best catcher in baseball, I think that could be your intrigue. He just is, though.
Cal Raleigh sucks. He stinks, man.
The big
Even the challenge
dumper,
he
man.
had was
More
like, what are you doing?
The
It
big
wasn't even
slumper.
close.
Jeez, oh, Pete's. Lions O-line group is getting suggested. That feels like a little bit of a cheat. Asar Thompson, I'm not really that intrigued by, personally. Here's the one, though, and I was actually thinking about taking him earlier, and I got reminded. Gary says no love for Zaire Hope. Well, Zaire Hope obviously won't be on the Tigers this season, but you know who will be and could make the Skubal trade feel a little bit better later in the season? I'm taking River Ryan.
Yep.
I'm taking River Ryan in the 9th round. I think if River Ryan really contributes to the Tigers' rotation / bullpen down the stretch, it's going to make you feel a lot better about the trade in the now.
Kyle, when I said I had 3 players left and 2 of them, and I only had 2 picks.
I just took one of them.
No, I'm glad you did, though, because I
made it easier for you, yeah.
If not all 3 of them got drafted, because it makes my last decision much easier. I'm glad you took River Ryan for all the reasons you echoed. You know who I'm taking number 10?
Real quick, we do have, going back to the Dingler thing, MSU Spartans in the YouTube chat says, Dingler's one of the best catchers on the planet from an overall standpoint. Super underrated. I don't think many people see that. That's why he's intriguing. Maybe not. I mean, we see that. So that's a good point. Anyways.
With my final pick, a man, an MVP, a Cy Young. Give me Justin Verlander.
Oh, this is a good one.
What is he going to?
Like,
right now, he's only
MVP,
contributed 3.2 innings. 3.2 innings he's contributed to the Tigers this year. There is a world where he's healthy right now, and the Tigers are just like, nah, we're waiting until this is like the Kirby Joseph situation. Nah, we're just waiting until we really have to ramp him up. And then once we're in September, we can start throwing Justin Verlander. I think one thing that's become abundantly clear is he's coming out of the bullpen. I don't think he's going to be a starting pitcher for the Tigers. And I'm really curious to see what that looks like. Let's not forget, too, around the All-Star break, Justin Verlander announced this is his final season. He is retiring after this year. How's he going to end his career? Is he going to be out of the pen? Is he going to have some great moments?
Yeah.
The way that Kershaw did?
This is a good one. This is a really good one.
I'm taking JV. Legacy pick. Honorary All-Star.
God, we got the guys saying Framber Valdez. Really good pick there. Framber Valdez is a good one. Like, just how can he finish the year? Can he recover? I like that one. I wish I would have taken him earlier, but I've already locked in the Mr. Irrelevant pick here, and it's a stupid one. You took Bryce Underwood. I'm kicking it back. I'm going outside of Detroit. I'm going outside of this guy that isn't even from Michigan. I don't even care. I'm taking him. I'm taking J.J. McCarthy with the 10th pick. Because I don't know if anybody's been seeing the J.J. McCarthy stuff at Vikings training camp. It's bad. It's really bad. And I think we actually might get a J.J. McCarthy going off the rails. I'm pre-predicting that.
This is really
McCarthy, he's going to have like a crash out, I think. I think it's coming. And I don't know if that means he's going to get cut or get traded at some point. He's been really bad at Minnesota training camp going into it. They were like, this is a QB battle. And like
we all knew it wasn't.
A week in, every Minnesota fan, if you just look up McCarthy on Twitter and read through the Vikings pages, the beat reporters, it's over. The quarterback battle is over.
It was over before it started.
But it's been proven in a substantial way. So I'm taking J.J. McCarthy. He's my pick.
What a great
I don't
Mr.
care.
Irrelevant.
I don't care. I'm taking 9 at 10. That's right.
So the most intriguing Detroit sports draft results. My team is Jahmyr Gibbs, Jamison Williams, Bryce Underwood, Aiden Hutchinson, Kevin McGonigal, Kirby Joseph, Hao Yu Lee, Jalen Duran, Riley Green, and Justin Verlander. Kyle's is Jackson Jobe, Max Clark, Derek Moore, Drew Petzing, Troy Mellon, Isaac Tesla, Jeremy Fears, Dylan Larkin, River Ryan, and JJ McCarthy. I feel like I've got more star power, but you've got the guys with like...
Yeah, I don't have a lot of stars, but I wasn't going for
upside.
stars. I was going for intrigue.
All right. We'll maybe make a graphic and put that on social, see what people think. 989-837-6125. It's the Ben Bosscher Show live here on 100.9. The Mitt, a lot of good stuff still coming up on the show, including Ben Johnson had some things to say about how people are discussing the Bears going into this season. Greater Midlands Community Center, that is your hub for health, wellness, and fun right here in the heart of Midland. But I am talking to all the runners out there right now. Lace up for the Great Lakes Loons Pennant Race 2026 on Friday, August 14th. Choose the 5K run, 5K walk, or 1 mile run. Then cross the finish line at the ballpark. Every participant receives a Great Lakes Loons game ticket so you can stick around for the game and live entertainment. It's a home run for runners, walkers, and baseball fans alike.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
East Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
All right, overall thoughts on the Detroit intrigue sports draft that turned into like Detroit adjacent sports draft. I liked it. I thought that was a lot of fun. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, I thought it was fun too.
After the show, hopefully I've got time to make a little graphic and throw that up on socials. Anyway.
I think my team is worse. I think now that I'm looking at it,
But based on intrigue?
you're like if we're putting the graphic out there, you're gonna win because people are not gonna understand the intrigue.
Well, I'll put like a
aspect.
little like
Like
editor's note.
this dude went Hutchinson McGonigal back to back. What is intriguing about either of those guys?
I think Hutchinson can win deep boy.
Yeah, that's fair.
Last night, speaking of defensive plays, Max Clark made another spectacular, and I guess not another. He made his first spectacular play as the center fielder for the Tigers. And, you know, this entire Detroit sports intrigue draft was created so we could talk about Max Clark a little bit. So that's exactly what we're going to do right now. I just love all the stuff that this guy brings to the table. Yesterday's first 3 at-bats, 7-pitch walk, 5-pitch line out, good contact. And then he had the rare backwards K. I can only imagine we're not going to see too many backwards Ks for the most part with Max Clark. The same way we don't really see all that much with Kevin McGonigal.
Yeah,
The rare backwards K.
the plate discipline is at a premium with those guys.
And it has been their entire time coming up through the minor league system, and it is what Scott Harris has preached about. The fact that Max Clark is so quickly able to get to the bigs and it just be like, yeah, I'm not swinging at this garbage outside of the zone. The fact that you can so quickly recognize, like us, recognize how good he is at the plate discipline stuff is so phenomenal. And I don't think we would recognize it as fast if Kevin McGonigal didn't already do this for us this season and show us, even as a rookie, we can have 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10 plate discipline. Kevin McGonigal showed us that very early. He's not really taken a step backwards in that department. And now I'm seeing it with Max Clark 4 games into his career, and I'm like, yeah, write it in. This guy's going to have elite level plate discipline. And I think that's a reasonable expectation to have, considering those are the guys that came up together. They were, developed together, more importantly. We saw it happen with McGonigal earlier on this year, and now I'm like, yeah, Clark's just going to be an awesome baseball player. I have all the confidence in the world in this guy to be a stud across baseball.
This is the perfect time for me to ask the question that I wanted to ask you some time ago. Let's rewind back to a little bit over a year ago, Ben. Yep. The very first day of the Ben Bosscher show. What was the very first topic? The lead of the Ben Bosscher show inaugural episode. Can you remember this? Because I certainly do.
Well, I know that at 12:07 that day, Frank Ragnow retired, but that was after the show ended.
But at 9 a.m., Ben Bosscher got on the airwaves.
Oh, I do know what
for
it
his
is.
debut, said the Tigers should trade Max Clark and Kevin McGonigal and whatever
Paul
it takes to get Paul Skeens. And it was less of like a they need to do that trade and more of a the prospects doesn't matter. Who cares about the prospects? They should trade whatever it takes to go get a superstar. I ask you this because last year at the trade deadline, Mason Miller was the headline trade. It was at least the biggest trade. And it was the number 1 prospect of the San Diego Padres going to the Athletics in Leo DeVries, who is a top 5 prospect in baseball currently, similar to if the Tigers traded Kevin McGonigal at that time, essentially. Would you rather be where the Tigers are right now, with McGonigal and Clark, now both in the bigs, McGonigal thriving better than anyone ever expected, and Max Clark off to a pretty good start?
Pretty good.
Or
I'd say great.
he's played in 4 games. We'll let it play out a little bit more. Would you rather be in the spot that they are currently, or they had made a jumbo trade at the deadline last year and traded one of them away to go for a playoff run last season? Yeah, I mean, you're not trading both of them away. You weren't trading both of them.
You get Skeens or just some pitcher?
No, you don't know what they got. They were ultra buyers.
oh, then I'd rather be in this situation now that they're in currently. Right? Like, without a doubt.
Assuming that whatever they would have acquired could have helped you win the divisional series last year, you know?
Yeah.
But you don't know what happens. I can't say it would have been for Skeens because Skeens is never getting traded. You know, like that's why we can't
and
do
Skeens,
that.
I don't know if anybody would want Skeens right now.
Yeah,
that guy's
dude decided
a
not to
different
throw
pitcher.
hard anymore, yeah.
Decided?
Started dating Livy, and it's like, pff, can't throw anymore.
Are they engaged or just dating?
Just dating.
They've been dating for a long time.
Not really.
I mean, since college, and Paul Skeens has now been in the
True,
league
they are
for
like
3-4
college
years now.
sweethearts. Yeah, low key. When's he gonna put a ring on that?
When he wins a real ring,
We should do one of these days. We should rate the athlete celebrity couples
based
now
on
that
what?
now that Madison Beer and Justin Herbert are like a real thing.
Oh my God, we
Just
need to
based
get
on
to
everything.
around the league.
I know.
Oh my God, I want to get to around the league so bad, and yet I don't know when. I don't think we.
Well, I thought we were gonna do it here, but then you want to talk about Max Clark.
I think we have to skip news and do around the league at 11:30 because
that's
there's no
fair.
way we're missing out getting in on the Madison Beer Justin Herbert video that dropped yesterday.
That's what I'm saying. Like you have that. You have Allen and Haley Steinfeld, Skeens and Livy. But anyways, you would rather be where you are now for the Tigers without have trading one of those guys rather than going all in last year and moving one of your top prospects and not knowing what would have happened in the 2025 playoffs.
Yeah, I'd rather be where we are now.
I 100% agree. I just wanted to make sure because you were the guy at one point that was like, screw it, trade both of them. I don't care about any of the prospects.
Well, yeah, because
what
the
a way
idea
to
of
kick
having
off a brand new
Skeens and
show.
Skubal together, I do think like Skeens and Skubal together would have
Skeens and Skubal, we got Melton and Job.
exactly, and McGonigal and Clark. You didn't have to give up any of them to get these guys. I love it. I truly do think the Tigers situation that they are in currently, right now, where they find themselves August 5th, is a better situation than they have been in at any point over the last 3 years. Not based on the standings, but based on what I feel about this team going forward and what they
still
have.
had all of those guys though a year ago, and they were also really
They
good.
have Clark and McGonigal or Melton for that
But
matter.
like they all were in their system. Like it's like they did not have those guys.
Sure, but
they were still coming.
We didn't know anything about Troy Melton. Jackson Job was hurt a year ago. We didn't know Troy Melton could be this. You and I were presidents of the Troy Melton fan club. We didn't know this was in the
Sure.
arsenal.
You think this is the best spot they've been in 3 years currently?
in terms of how I
outside
view them
looking into the
currently
playoffs.
and in the future? Absolutely.
I mean, I'm optimistic about it all too, but to say that is a stretch. This team's not in the playoffs, but they were in first place at this time last year.
But I'm not talking
with the same group of guys.
But I'm not talking about where they are in the like obviously if you're going to go based on like where they are in the standings last like June or whatever, they were X amount of games up and in first place in the American Central. I'm just talking about like right now from this point going forward. I don't think there's been a better single point where I feel better about what the Tigers have to walk forward with. Is that fair?
Sure. Like for the future outlook of the team, I guess, yes.
But it's not even strictly future. It's like right now too. Because of the way the Melton is pitching, because of what I've seen from McGonigal and Clark.
And is there a guy you trust in the bullpen?
No,
not
a single one.
Okay,
Not
just wanted to confirm that. I think the Dingler stuff really adds to that as well. Like Dylan Dingler becoming a legit best player at his position in the sport. One, didn't see that coming, but two, like, that
changes things.
That was not the case a year ago or the year before, you know.
989-837-6125. This is the Ben Bosscher Show. Live here on 100.9 The Mitt. We're going to talk to a couple guests coming up, and we're going to hear from none other than Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson. He had some things to say about the Bears and what they are due for this upcoming season. So that is how we will kick off the 11 o'clock hour. This is the Ben Bosscher Show on 100.9 The Mitt.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
100.9 The Mid. WLUN, Pinconning Bay City, Saginaw, Midland.
(989) 837-6125. This is the Ben Bosscher Show live here on 100.9 The Mid. Show, as always, is brought to you by Bresky Siding and Building Repair. 11 o'clock hour brought to you by Yetter Insurance. So Ben Johnson had a couple things to say regarding the Chicago Bears' outlook this season after he was after someone told him Liam Cohen was throwing his name around the bus. So this is what Ben Johnson's response was.
Well, we're the number one regression candidates, so I think we got plenty of motivation ourselves. We talked about Caleb in the past. He's used to handling a lot of attention, so I'm not worried about that.
Ooh, does he scare you? Like I know he's like the biggest enemy in Detroit. He's also just like the Dan Campbell pressers every morning before camp are so lighthearted. Like everyone's asking questions. It's not just like a comedy show, but like it's friendly, you know? Ben Johnson freaks me out. It feels like he's going to, first of all, it feels like he's going to, stare a hole through the center of your chest. There's such an intense stare to him. Like he's like the scary dad when you were a kid where you used to go to your friend's house and it's like, oh, that dad kind of freaks me out a little bit. He's like super strict and stern.
Yeah, I better make
really
sure I take my
much.
shoes off when I get in the house around this dad.
Yeah. Doesn't he freak you out a little bit? Like, listen to the tone in his voice in this.
Okay, no, he doesn't freak me out because he can't beat the team that I root for. So that helps. But like he still is Dan Campbell's like little son, like little friend. I don't even know how to describe him. Certainly not scary from that standpoint. But I will say this. If I was in the Bears media circle, if this show was about the Bears, I would be scared of him. Like if I had to go to the like you mentioned, the Dan Campbell pressers, we've been listening to them every day.
They're light.
In the morning at 8 o'clock, and they're like fun. Like it seems like all of the people have great relationships with him. And they can goof off with him, when he grabs the microphone and like doesn't understand that talking into a microphone is how they hear him. And that's like a funny thing. Ben Johnson, if he grabbed the microphone, was like, move this microphone. No one would laugh.
No.
Not a single person would laugh.
And
They'd all be
would
like,
tell him to move it back into his face.
Okay, I guess this is just how it's going to go. Should somebody tell him? And everyone's like, the guy next to you's like, no, don't tell him.
Don't say anything.
Don't say anything. Like, yeah, I would be terrified from that perspective because he feels like he wants to make the quotes that are going to not piss off the media, but going to start some sort of blurb with the media. He seems like one of those guys, like Matt LaFleur is.
He doesn't give a rat's you-know-what about building relationship with the media.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying you have to, but it just makes everyone's life more easier if you
It's part of the job, and a lot of people fail to realize that.
Yeah, you don't have to be friends with them.
You don't have to make it more difficult. It's part of the job, just make it easy.
Correct. You don't have to be friends with them, but being friendly does not hurt. And Dan Campbell's certainly friendly with the media, and part of that's because he wins, and no one's necessarily down his throat right now. But no one is with Ben Johnson either. Yet he still treats them like I don't even know.
Even
it's
that,
he's so angry.
Let's listen back to this one more time.
Okay.
Well, we're the number one regression candidates, so I think we got plenty of motivation ourselves. We talked about Caleb in the past. He's used to handling a lot of attention, so I'm not worried about that.
That first part, it's sarcasm.
It's passive aggressiveness.
It is, because it was a question, and it was a legitimate question, by the way, because Liam Cohen did say, I think that we are, no one's talking about the Jacksonville Jaguars, and that's motivation for our team. You turn on the TV, all you see is Caleb Williams. You don't see anything about the Jacksonville Jaguars. We're using that as motivation. That's just something that he said. It wasn't a shot at the Bears. And the reporter, I think it's a good point that the reporter brings up, hey,
you guys have a lot of attention on you guys.
Liam Cohen said that Caleb Williams is all that's being talked about on TV, and and it's true. Caleb Williams has a lot of spotlight on him this year. What do you think about that for him? And instead of saying the second part, he said, oh, Caleb has always been that guy. He was the Heisman. He had all the spotlight on him at USC. He was the first overall pick. He's used to this. It could have just been that. But he throws out but we're the number one regression candidate. So
right, in the context of that
you didn't even need to say that.
Well, for our listeners who don't know, the context of this, the context is Liam Cohen said, because nobody's talking about us, I don't need to make stuff up. nobody's talking about the Jags, and it motivates us. And I think Ben Johnson is saying, well, we're the number one regression candidate, so there is our motivation. Now we can actually get into the substance of it, because I think like we covered the Ben Johnson, kind of a frightening guy to just kind of
We should have picked him for the most intriguing draft.
Like having a beer with Ben Johnson, I think I would just pass. Like, I'm good. I'd be like kind of afraid to do that.
Yeah, he's the guy that's like, so where do you see yourself in 5 years? What are your goals? You know, that's kind of the guy,
like,
and I'm just like, I just kind of want to talk about football.
You're like, I don't know. We'll see where life takes me. It's like, that's a terrible idea.
Yeah, should I do this fantasy trade? That's kind of what I was looking to talk about.
As for the actual context of the quote, I'm so conflicted on how to feel about the Bears going into this year, because on one hand, he's totally right. They are the number one regression candidate in the NFL for good reason. Last year, they had 127 explosive plays, which was first. That's not always translatable. They went 7-4 in one-score games. That's like the number one thing that's not transferable to the next season. In those 7 wins, 6 of them were fourth-quarter comebacks. That's the same amount of fourth-quarter comebacks as Joe Burrow has in his entire career. And all 6 of those wins, they trailed in the final 2 minutes, which was an NFL record. Like, that's just not a sustainable way of winning. And at some point last year, you and I looked at each other, and it's like, we can't hate on the Bears anymore. They just find ways to win games.
Yeah, the win against the Bengals, the win against the Packers. Yeah,
but really good teams don't have to play in those type of games. Like, really good teams, remember the Lions 2 years ago? They used to just beat teams' breaks off. And that's not what the Bears were last season. And the number one reason I think this is a huge regression candidate is not the fact that they only played 5 playoff teams and went 3-2, which like a bunch of those games could have just flipped differently. It's not the fact that they're going to play a first place schedule this year. It's the fact that they were plus 22 in turnover differential last season, which was by far the most in the NFL.
That's
like
the
number one thing that you just cannot
stuff.
bank on happening again. That is, I don't want to say luck, because you create your own luck with the turnovers, but the amount of teams that have led the league in turnover differential twice in a row, like, that just doesn't happen very often.
And I think with Caleb's playing style, expecting him to have as turnover efficient season as he had last year is a little bit bullish. Like, he's not the type of quarterback to protect the football at an extreme rate with the way that he plays.
So they are a regression candidate for all of those reasons, yet
and like,
I really like their head coach, and I really like their quarterback.
And on top of it, like, you have to respect the history of the league. You have to respect trends in the NFL.
Yeah.
Because they happen. There is a hit rate of 100% on this stuff. It happens every year. There's 1 or 2, and sometimes there's even 3 or 4 teams that had great years, and for whatever reason, they fall off. The Washington Commanders, great example of it last year. The Minnesota Vikings, the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, obviously, for the Commanders and Chiefs, their number one reason was, hey, our quarterback went out. And for the Vikings, we got a different quarterback. The Bears didn't have any of that stuff happen. And so that's why, if I'm a Bears fan, I would be taking the stance of, well, there's no reason why we would regress. Like, what is the number one reason we would regress? We didn't get worse. We didn't really lose much. Yeah, we didn't add much via free agency as well.
Lost
but
their starting center.
This is basically the same team. They just paid Darnell Wright yesterday, by the way. So that draft class continues to just look like an absolute group of studs.
Kobe Durant did get hurt yesterday or 2 days ago too, which that's a pretty notable loss.
Yeah. And when looking across the league, if we're going to respect trends and history of the league, which I will always do until we're proven wrong, what other teams are the prime regression teams, the playoff teams that will just be several games below 500 and be out of it by week 14, week 15?
Broncos, Patriots, Bears.
That seems like your 3.
Yeah.
Everyone else is like, I'm just going to assume that they're going to at least be in the mix going into this season. And so there's always at least one, and typically there's 2 to 3 of these teams. It could be all of them. You never know.
Too.
To me, in my brain, I think the Bears are the number one. I think the Bears are the top team due for regression this year based off of all of the things that you mentioned, but yet they have a coach-quarterback duo that ranks extremely high in the NFL.
Yeah. Like,
it's hard to go against that. Like, if you had to pick a ranking system of, like, if I could pick the great teams I trust the most based off of this ranking, it's not best quarterback, it's not best defense, best QB coach duo.
The Bears are
think
top
about that, and think about like who those guys are across the NFL. It's all teams that are really good. McVay, Stafford, Reed, Mahomes. Mm-hmm. It's all teams that you expect to be in the mix at the end of the year, no matter what.
Not to mention, there's this looming factor, and like I agree with everything you just said. Coach, quarterback, it's probably the two most important things you want in terms of predicting just the sustainability of your franchise, not just for one season, but it's like a benefit of the doubt slider. Like, oh, if you have a great quarterback and a great coach, yeah, you're probably just going to have a good season.
Yeah.
Like it's hard to really screw that up. Not to mention, there is just the looming, like, most quarterbacks, I guess there has been a bunch of cases of quarterbacks year 2 figuring it out, but Caleb Williams year 1 basically gets wiped away with the Matt LaFleur, or with the Eberflus year. Yeah,
Sure.
So let's say, like,
Not as wiped. Like, who's year 1 wiped away more, Bryce or Caleb?
probably just Bryce because of bad ownership, bad GM,
No.
bad coach.
Bryce Underwood.
Oh, probably still Bryce.
Yeah.
I do think that there is also a world where Caleb Williams just vaults into, like, oh, he is a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. Like,
It's certainly
Jaden
possible.
Daniels, that was cute that you got in there, but I've been the guy all along that gets to be the top 5 quarterback from this class. Drake May, super sweet the season you had. I'm the dude from this class, and I always have been, and this could be the year that he figures it out. I'm saying it's possible. Like, it's not, like, totally shocking if that happens this year, if Caleb has a better year than Drake May, right? It's not, like, going to put all our jaws on the floor. Like, I can't believe that
I
this
would
happened.
be surprised if that happened. But like, it is possible, yes. I would be surprised if that happened.
He's a big dude. It's the simple stuff that really held him back last season from being a true, I mean, I guess he is a true superstar anyway. He got put on the cover of Madden. But he makes the unbelievable
He's
throws.
on Madden this year?
Caleb?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
He makes the unbelievable throws look easy. The last step for him is doing the easy stuff. It's running a 5-yard out route on a 3rd and 4 and being able to hit your receiver, because he couldn't do that very well. It's being able to hit a hitch route or just some guy in the slot. If he is able to figure that stuff out this year, which I think he will, I don't think that's that hard of a final step to take. All of a sudden, the Bears do become one of the scariest teams in the NFL, and maybe all that regression stuff can be true, but it still leads them to having a 10-11 win season. I still think they're, despite all the regression numbers that Ben Johnson even acknowledged and we brought up here on the show, I think they are the biggest threat to the Lions in the NFC North right now.
Really? Biggest threat in the whole North? I know they won it all last year, but everyone's kind of counting them out this season.
Would yours be Green Bay?
It'd be Green Bay still. Green Bay just has such a floor that is, as much as I despise them, their floor is so high. And Mike is going to be out for quite some time. I saw yesterday he was talking about maybe he's eyeing that. I think week 6 they play Dallas, and that's a spot that they're eyeing right now. Not having him for the first chunk of the season obviously is going to hurt them. I would still say it's Green Bay. They won't go below 500, man.
Yeah,
They're the worst case scenario.
They won't win the division.
They're 8-9. And they won't be good in the playoffs either. But they in the regular season, we're talking about biggest threat to win the North.
Yeah, sure. Well, they haven't won the North under Matt LaFleur.
Yes, they have.
I don't think they have.
They won 13 games the first 3 years of Matt LaFleur. You're telling me none of those years won them the division?
Oh, yeah, you're right.
They won it every year of that.
I don't think they've
they
won
haven't
the
won
North
it
since
post Rodgers.
I don't think they've won the North since Dan Campbell took over.
They had. Was Dan Campbell's first? No, they have. The first year of Dan Campbell.
Have they? Am I messed up right
year
now?
Year 1 of Campbell. Year 2 would have been the year that they didn't. Year 2 was the 8-9 year for Green Bay, I believe, when the Lions beat him at the end of the season.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're right. Dan Campbell's first season, Green Bay went 13-4, won the division. And that was the last time they won the division.
Yeah, since then they haven't, and the Lions weren't competing that year. Ever since Dan Campbell, the Lions have been competitive. Yes, they have not.
Yeah,
but they're still always good.
Detroit, Chicago.
I still think Green Bay is the biggest threat, and I still think Minnesota is extremely frisky, and I'm just kind of planting my flag on that because a lot of people aren't in on Minnesota. For me to say they're a bigger threat than Chicago, though, would be wrong. So I would go Green Bay, Chicago, Minnesota for threats to Detroit at least.
989-837-6125. We're going to have a special guest on when we come back. 11 o'clock hour brought to you by Yetter Insurance. Life happens fast, and at Yetter Insurance Group, they're here to make sure you're covered every step of the way. Locally owned and trusted in Midland for decades. That is Yetter Insurance. They treat you like family, not just another policy number. From home and auto to business and life insurance, Yetter is the right coverage for every stage of life. Their team makes insurance simple with expert advice and real people you can actually talk to. That's Yetter Insurance Group. They'll be there when you need them since 1940.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
All right, we mentioned to you guys, we got a couple guests coming on. We've got Matt, we've got Ron representing a handful of different places. A&W, first of all. Big B, second of all. Traction Power Sports, third of all. You guys are doing it all right here. There's a little adjuster right there for your volume. Does that work for you? There you go. How you guys doing today?
Good, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm ready to try some of this stuff that you guys brought in from A&W. But before we do that, National Root Beer Day. That's coming up, something you guys are always looking forward to every year, right?
National Root Beer Float Day. Yes, that's tomorrow. From 3 o'clock until 8 o'clock.
Correct.
We give away a free small float. We ask for a donation. It's not required. They can simply walk in and get their float. But we did we did 1,000 last year between our Big B location, our A&W in Midland and in Beaverton. The year before we did 1,000 of them in Midland alone. We're hoping to do another 1,000 free floats tomorrow. But
Yeah, absolutely. It's a good event. It helps, it's for the disabled veterans. And it's a really good program that A&W puts on every year. And like Ron said, stop in from 3 o'clock to 8 o'clock, grab a free root beer float, no purchase required. Donations are appreciated, on side of that, and 100% of that goes to the DAV. So.
And that is Saturday, correct?
No, that's tomorrow.
Oh, that's tomorrow. That's
Yeah.
tomorrow. But there's another deal with Traction Power Sports on this weekend, correct?
Yes, absolutely. So this Saturday from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m., we're going to have a car show, bike show. Live radio will be out there. We'll have a bunch of in between giveaways and live auctions. There's going to be a lot of anticipation going on because we're doing a lot of really fun, cool things, especially live dyno bike runs. We have specials on dynos. You can call the store and pre-book dyno runs right now for only $50. So we're running a fantastic special, and then we'll have a bunch of other things going on throughout that event that you definitely don't want to miss. So this is going to be a really good one.
So that's on Saturday.
yeah, and it's a fundraising event for the Children's Grief Center of Great Lakes Bay region.
So you guys are partnered with all the
Yes.
nonprofits around
Yeah, we
town.
have a lot of sponsors coming out, including the Loons. So we have some free game tickets that we'll be doing inside the live auction. We have a charter fishing trip that will be out there.
Nice.
And just a few sponsors that we have that will be out there. Larson, insurance. We have Sierra Chevrolet, Garber Chevrolet, and there's a handful of other people that will be live and active with us out there.
So that's Saturday. The free root beer at A&W's tomorrow.
Yes.
Is that just the Midland location?
No, both Midland
And Beaverton.
and almost all. I shouldn't say all, but yeah, the vast majority of the A&W restaurants participate in. They raised over $1 million since they've been doing this with the DAV. Our goal this year was $200,000. We were well over $100,000 the beginning of this week, and our strongest push is the actual day, root beer float day. We also have had for the entire month of July and all of August, where if you get you buy a collector mug for $10, and 100% of $10 goes to the DAV too. So a lot of people have come in and gotten their mug and donated for that.
What made you guys pick that as the organization to work with?
Well, A&W has been doing this for many years. To me, it's means a lot because I'm a veteran, so we like to do a lot of stuff with the veterans. So, we've done stuff with other local veteran groups out here as well, and we're always looking to do more.
What branch?
Absolutely.
I was in the Army.
What?
Yeah.
Well, thank you for your service.
You're welcome.
A&W, you guys do Big B too. You guys brought, what is that, seven different Big B drinks that you guys brought this morning?
Yeah, you can't have enough of Big B drinks. I mean, it looks like a lot, but it's not.
2 of them are the A&W drinks. But, I was at Big B before coming here. Matt was at A&W. We both brought we brought treats from both locations. From the Big B, I brought our iced game day latte. We have 4 games that are baseball inspired by the Tigers. We are Big B as a whole is a official coffee provider for the Tigers, and our co-op is the coffee provider for the Great Lakes Loons. We've got a lot of cool stuff with the cup race that we do with you guys.
Yeah.
And but anyway, yeah. So I got the ice game day latte. I got our hot campfire latte, which is a limited time special that we're running. The other one here, we people aren't aware that they can really make whatever kind of drink they want to make at Big B. There's nothing that we can't add sweet foam to, boba.
I'm not gonna lie, these two are intriguing me right here. I'm not a big coffee guy, but these two, yeah, those two are intriguing me right now. What are those?
This build your own mocktail has lemonade. It has blue raspberry flavor in it. It's got sweet foam on it. It's got boba in the bottom, and it's with a Red Bull. Yeah, and then this is our Big B Blast, and we have a special now through the 19th. All summer long, we've been running 50% off Big B Blast. This is called a Nice Tropic. It's got boba in it, lemonade, and this one has some of our Zip. So, it's caffeine, so it'll definitely get you going. Food-wise, I even brought some food from Matt's got food from A&W brought. I brought people are aware that we have our bagel sandwiches. A lot of people associate Big B as breakfast only. We have food available all day long. So I brought a turkey Havarti bagel. Have you had our bagels yet from Big B?
Let me look. Maybe.
Sausage, egg, and cheese, everything bagel. I think we hands down our bagels come out of New York. Right out of the Bronx. You can't find a better bagel out there. And then the old donut, regular, the donut holes are always a favorite of Big B customers. Probably some donut holes, and then our limited time offer, we have pretzel bites.
Oh, look at that!
Nacho cheese. So
nice.
Yeah, and it makes it nice because actually how they package them, so then your cheese is separated up top, so then you can actually flip it over, dip your pretzels, and throw everything away nice and clean. And
how neat!
Yeah.
And what do we got over here? What are these two things?
That's the A&W. And I was thinking I missed an item I should have brought you from Big B because it's a limited time thing we call our Power Stack. It's a gluten-free, high protein, 23 grams of protein sandwich. Is
this the waffle one?
Yeah, it's a waffle.
I had that a couple of weeks back when I was driving to Detroit. It was amazing.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted a second one, and I was like, I'm just going to walk away because I was about to buy a second one.
The waffle is made out of eggs and cheese and
potatoes.
Potato.
Yeah, for the bun.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, and you can build all the stuff any way that you want. So it's not just the drink. Any food, you can add cream cheese. You can do it sausage, egg, cheese. You can do ham. You can do turkey. I mean, you name it. If you roll up to the window and it's something that you want, you tell them exactly what you want. We'll build it to order. So it's just because it's not, for say on the menu, if you dream it and it's available, we can build it. So, those options are there. So definitely, don't just look at what you see on the, main face menu. You can modify, change, and all that stuff. So
yeah. Use your imagination a little, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And then the A&W stuff, Matt will tell you what we got from A&W here.
Yeah, so right now we have a limited time offer. We have our new chicken sandwich, which our chicken by far might be biased, but it is the best chicken that you're ever going to get because it does come in. It's not pre-cooked like every other fast food restaurant. Again, we're not fast food. We're quality food at a fast pace. So we do things a little bit different. Our buns are all locally sourced. We get them fresh. They're never frozen. Our chicken, again, it comes in. It's not pre-cooked. So we hand batter all of our chicken. That's our own batter in there. Once it goes through the process, then there's a liquid dip whenever you get into the actual chicken patty, and that thing's been perfected over many years. So, this thing is fantastic. This is the Nashville hot that we brought you. Comes with pickles and a hot sauce that's on it, and then obviously our fantastic bun-wise. And then we brought you guys a barbecue bacon crunch burger. It is exactly like it sounds. It's the barbecue bacon crunch, so it's a hamburger with barbecue bacon on there, and you can get it with or without lettuce, however you want, but we just had it made just to order there. And then we brought you our famous Coney footlong. Again, our buns, all locally sourced. We have the Kogel hot dog on there, Kogel Coney sauce, cheese, and fresh sliced onions on there. We slice them every single day and chop them up. And then we brought you actually a good variance of onion rings, cheese curds. Those are obviously our most popular items. And then we have right now a new dirty soda that we just released for an LTO item. And then also our caramel, drawing blank on what they call
Salted caramel.
Salted caramel.
Cream
yes.
freeze. Yeah, so Yeah, the dirty soda, they've taken our root beer that we still today make in store. A lot of people question it because it's dispensed through the same pop dispenser that all the rest of the flavors are, and it's actually made in the back every day.
We put it in a bat.
We don't have the drafts anymore at the stores. The health department, they want it out of the same dispenser as the pops, but it is made in store. With this drink, we've added some of our ice cream base and salted caramel, and that's the same with the cream freeze. They took our root beer cream freeze and we've added salted caramel to it. It's fantastic.
It is super good.
We have strawberry ice cream at both our locations, and people have been going crazy about it. Our strawberries selling nearly as much as our vanilla, and a lot of customers are getting creative. They're having strawberry ice cream with Mountain Dew cream freeze made.
That's insane. That's crazy. Talk about creativity and imagination. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Mountain Dew and the ice cream.
Yeah.
I'm bumming that we lost our Rev product there. We had a cold brew that we were adding to our root beer. We did very well with it here in Midland and even in Beaverton. I don't know if it's our association with Big B and coffee that we knew how to get our customers engaged with the red product, but nationwide it wasn't a big seller for them. So unfortunately, our fans, and there's a lot of fans out there that really enjoyed coming and getting that Rev root beer drink. It's no longer available,
But the salted caramel, this thing, it hits. This thing's amazing.
Well, I can't wait to try all this stuff here in the commercial break. Ron, Matt, we appreciate you stopping by. Free root beer all day today, or all day tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
At both the A&W locations.
Free root beer floats, and it's from 3 until 8 p.m.
3 until 8, my bad.
Small root beer floats, they're free in return for the free float. We are, encouraging people to, please donate to the DAV, the Disabled Veterans of America, and we're hoping to give away another 1,000 floats tomorrow here in Midland. It'll be a lot of fun.
Well, I'm excited. Might have to stop by.
All right. Yes.
Matt, Ron, appreciate you guys from stopping by. This is the Ben Bosscher Show. We'll come back with Around the League after we've tried all this food when we come back.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid. Repair on 100.9 The Myth.
All right, welcome into the show, everybody. Let's work a little football in before we get to our three traditions. Let's take a trip around the league.
It's time to zoom out and go around the league.
All right, we've got 4 stories that are going on around the NFL right now, and none of them involve Jahmyr Gibbs and his contract extension. I know. The first thing that we have to tackle here is the fact that Zay Flowers got a big-time extension. Zay Flowers, $140 million extension that comes out to $35 million per year average. I'm going to start naming players that are making less money than Zay Flowers now, okay? Justin Jefferson, A.J. Brown, Amon-Ra St. Brown. Man, the Amon-Ra contract looks better and better by the day. Rashawn Slater, Tristan Wirfs, Penei Sewell, arguably the 3 best tackles in football. Dexter Lawrence, George Pickens, Pat Surtain, Bijan Robinson, Fred Warner, CMC, Trey McBride, George Kittle, all players making less money than Zay Flowers, who I think it'd be generous to call him one of the 15 best receivers in the NFL. What are we doing? These receiver contracts have become asinine, how much money teams have to pay good, not even great receivers in the NFL. $140 million. What are we doing?
Mina Kimes said yesterday $35 million is the new $25 million.
She's right.
I mean, $35 million a year. 35?
That'd be the second highest cap hit on the team, only behind Goff on the Lions this year.
Oh, my goodness. I just can't. Like, that number is unfathomable. If you're the Ravens and you have to pay that much, like, why not just trade your first-round pick for A.J. Brown and then pay him that money?
No,
you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're going to pay a receiver that much money, then make it be a guy. Zay Flowers had a great year last year, and I don't want to diminish, like, him. He's a fine wide receiver. Is he better than Jamison Williams?
No.
That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, I couldn't believe that one, man. That was a jaw dropper. That was one where if I'm a Ravens fan, I'm like, oh, okay.
It's like, oh, yeah, all right. Yeah, he's getting wide receiver 1 money, and he's a really low-end wide receiver
Is he a top
1.
20 receiver in the NFL?
That's
probably like right around it. Probably on the back end of that, I would assume.
Yeah, I agree with you there. The next story that we have here. All right, let's just jump right into it. The Justin Herbert video of him in La La Land petting Madison Beer and her petting him back.
Yeah, just
what is going on in this video?
I don't have like a great shot of it. I wish I should have just got the whole video of it. They're just like
they're sitting
embracing
on the floor.
each other, I guess.
You know the meme of Anakin and Padme like looking at each other like they're in La La Land in Star Wars?
Yeah,
and they're just like, oh, they're in the literally in a field prancing around. That's what it looks like they're doing. Yet they're at an NFL practice facility around other grown men who can now see them. Like what? What is the lack of awareness from these two?
I can't really believe this. This is at practice?
This is public, yeah. This is at work. This is at work, is what it is. These two people fondling each other at work.
Oh, it's so good.
Now, I did see a bunch of people saying, I'm selling my Chargers stock. They can't win the Super Bowl with this going on. Counter, do we know who their head coach is? Their head coach won a national championship in the midst of the biggest scandal in college football history, arguably, with the cheating Sharon Moore thing, with Connor Stallions, while his OC was banging a staffer. They won a national championship. I don't think this is a big enough distraction to derail the season for the Chargers. I think Jim Harbaugh will get them back on the tracks.
Why can't they just do this after practice?
That's what I don't understand.
John says he's buying Charger stock because of this. Ooh, I kind of like this angle. Power move from Justin Herbert.
Yeah.
It hasn't worked out for him in his Chargers' success as far as winning a game in the playoffs. Switch it up a little bit. You know what? I'm actually going to bring my superstar engaged celebrity wife, who they are engaged now after dating for like a year. So it's already they're clearly like mad in love.
Still don't really know what
I'm
she does
bringing
or
her
why
to
she's famous.
She's a singer, I think. I think she was just like a model that like turned to singer.
Like an Instagram model?
I believe so, yeah. I could be mistaken there. I'm just going to bring her to practice and hang out with her during practice. Why not? And
So
Harbaugh's
weird,
probably
man.
just like, this is great for us.
As he's doing down-ups.
Yeah.
It's like a Disney
this
movie,
is
man.
good for us.
The cuddle session.
And McDaniel is just over there like, he's doing cartwheels on the sideline just waiting for them. Yeah.
This should have been Hard Knocks. If they're just going to lean in, if they can just choose any team for Hard Knocks,
yeah.
rather than picking the bad teams, this should have been it. McDaniels,
You could have
Harbaugh,
seen
and
this.
Herbert.
You could have seen this instead of this bad, like zoomed in iPhone 7 quality video they got of it. It could have been on 4K.
Hard Knocks debuts tonight, by the way.
I don't even know who's on it.
Seattle.
Couldn't have told you that.
How about this? Another training camp story. Mike McCarthy's T-shirts. Have you seen these?
Yeah, I got him up for our YouTube chat here.
More than talented, more than tough, tempered. Quite the 180 from like a Mike Tomlin type of training camp, the reports are. They're not tackling here at training camp. They're doing heavily into like sports science, GPS data, tracking all the players. This is apparently what Mike McCarthy's always dreamed of in Pittsburgh. Meanwhile, the Ravens are running a bloody practice. The Bengals and Browns typically running bloody practices. This is the AFC North we're talking about. This isn't the NFC West. I don't know, man.
Are
They're
these
apparently
real
not-
shirts?
Yeah. The shirts say more talented, more than
Well,
talented, more than
I'm
tough.
looking at them. They look like AI. They look
Tempered.
terrible.
I can't imagine being a player, playing for this. Like, imagine Cam Hayward. Cam Hayward's like blue collar, hard nosed, as tough as it gets.
TJ
embodies the Steeler. It's like, no, instead of being tough this year, guys, we're going to be tempered and control our personalities.
And I don't even get this
What?
because like the teams like a lot of teams in training camp will wear this kind of different gear. Like the Lions started it. That's how the grit thing started, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the grit Lion stuff. It was awesome. It was like a wave, and it was just like, oh, that's like as a fan, all the fans like, I need that shirt. I
Yeah,
need to
I
get
wanna
that
be
shirt.
gritty.
Oh, I want to wear whatever shirt that the Lions are wearing in the draft room.
Well, I want to be tempered.
If I'm a Steelers fan, I see them rocking this. I don't want to buy that shirt.
You don't want to be tempered?
Tempered. Let me go buy the tempered shirt. Huh?
Truly insane.
Stupid.
Steelers' first 3 games, Falcons, Patriots, Bengals, 0-3 boat raced. Cam Hayward's calling out Mike McCarthy for having a soft training camp. That's my prediction. Boat raced. Last thing, really quick. Jalen Walker, torn ACL. Pretty tough.
For the year, yeah.
Yeah, pretty tough for Atlanta, former 15th overall
First
pick.
major injury of training camp, yeah.
They went from 31st to 2nd in total sacks over the course of a year, partially because they drafted 2 different edge rushers in the 2025 NFL
They were
draft.
first in sacks last year?
Second. They were second.
Oh,
They went from
jeez.
31st to 2nd.
Oh, wow, that's crazy. I didn't realize it was that big of a jump.
And one of the 2 pass rushers now out for the year. This team's like bound to go 8-9, right?
They could go 10-7 though. Like their team is pretty solid.
Counter.
They have a
Tua's their
pretty solid
quarterback.
team. Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to think if there was a worse. Was there a team that won 10 games last year that had a worse quarterback?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah,
I
no,
don't
they're
think
just unless like we really want to go at Aaron Rodgers, 10-7 Steelers.
I think
CJ
Aaron
Stroud
Rodgers-
was he that bad?
No.
Yeah, they're not even close. I mean, every quarterback was pretty good that on a team that was good. Yeah. Sorry, Atlanta.
And that's around the league. It's the Ben Bosscher Show live here on 100.9 The Mid. We'll get to our 3 traditions to close out every show when we come back. 11 o'clock hour brought to you by Yater Insurance. See us on the YouTube stream. See the difference at Midland Eye Care, where your vision is their focus, offering comprehensive eye exams, glasses, contacts, and advanced eye health services. Friendly, knowledgeable staff and a wide selection of stylish frames for every face and budget. Book your appointment today and start seeing clearer tomorrow.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid. Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
All right, we have 3 traditions to close out every show. Kyle, the first tradition we have is our lock of the day.
Lock of the day.
You better lock it up. No, you lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up.
All right, we are off to a slow start for this week, aren't we? 0 for 2. I say we. It's really just me. I don't want to drag you down into the mud, stoop low to
Yeah, I
my
appreciate that because I would never be as bad as this.
Thanks,
This
man.
is how your first 2 days have gone.
Well, there need to be 2 since that happened twice. And there we go. Yeah, 0 for 2 so far.
No.
I feel like we're bouncing back today. Still a chance to win the week if we can get hot here in the second half of the week. Today I'm going with Gleyber Torres to have, well, let's go over yesterday first. We bet on Javi Baez to stay hot.
Hell no.
In a lot of ways, he had a great game. He just didn't get on base one time.
In a lot of ways, he had a great game.
The shortstop,
That's generous.
one of
a great game.
I know it's generous. A great defensive game.
Yeah,
made
he did
3 plays that I was like, oh my God, Javi's back. Plays that McGonigal probably just wouldn't have made, even though I think McGonigal's a fine shortstop. So that's why we lost yesterday. Today I'm going with Gleyber Torres. 2 hits plus runs plus RBI. He's 6 for 11 in his career against Brian Wu. So a lot of big time numbers there to suggest he stays hot. Plus 110, I think that's great value. So I'll go with Gleyber Torres to have 2 hits plus runs plus RBI. Your thoughts?
You got to hit one day this week, right?
Yeah, hopefully that's today.
What did Gleyber do last night? Hit the home run, obviously, but did he do this? Well, yes, he would have done this with a home run. Never mind, I'm stupid and dumb. Yeah, I'll tail it. Sure.
There you go. Gleyber Torres, 2 hits plus runs plus RBI. That is our lock of the day.
Lock of the day.
You better lock it up. No, you lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up.
All right, the second tradition we have is our game of the day.
Game of the day.
I don't know. This one's kind
How
of tough.
much do you like Casey Mize, Ben?
Not enough to pick it for game of the day. No, the Fever don't play today. You see all this stuff where the Fever show up and they're just getting booed. Anytime Sophie Cunningham touches the ball, she's just getting booed.
Yeah.
It's like LeBron in the playoffs back when he used to murder everybody in the East and nobody else had anything better to do than just boo him.
Except LeBron,
never said anything
is
super
actually
controversial.
likable. Yeah, and didn't just piss off a certain demographic of people for no reason.
I don't really want to get into it.
I'm just telling you.
I don't think it's for no reason. She's speaking up for what she believes in. If you want to get upset about what she believes versus what some random other person believes, okay, I guess by all means, then just be upset at the entire WNBA.
Yeah. Everybody should say what they think, right? We should all spew what we think.
To some degree. It's not like you should just bottle up what you think if you have things that you want to say. That's just in general.
Yeah.
Though.
Well, tell us what you think the game of the day is.
The answer does. The Fever do not play today, by the way. That's why I brought that up. Dodgers and the Cubs play again.
You can't pick that again.
You know what? I kind of think it might be time to start scoreboard watching. Let's go with the White Sox and the Red Sox. The Battle of the Sox.
Ooh.
Sonny Gray on the mound today, too. Yeah. Let's go with the Sox battle. 7-10. Implications for both the wild card and the division for the Tigers. So let's go there.
Not really the wild card.
Yeah, the Red Sox have.
I mean, the Yankees and Red Sox are they're just going to get the 2 spots. It just comes down to that 3rd spot, essentially.
Yeah.
We're really going to start scoreboard watching Cleveland as well. Every team that's in the mix here. But yeah, Chicago too. The Tigers could still, you never know, win this division at the end of the day. So sure, I like it. The Sox battle.
Battle of the Sox. That's our game of the day.
Game of the day.
I got 2 words for you. Steve Nash and Chris Paul. Must-see TV.
Michigan fans, they have nothing to worry about.
Yeah, because did you see the Taylor Tatum dude for Michigan? I had this in the news. We just didn't get to it. The running back transfer from Oklahoma, they moved him to safety, and now he's just not on the team anymore.
Oh.
Kyle Whittingham announced that yesterday. He's just off the team.
No, I did not see
because when he
this.
transferred there, it was like, oh my God, they have this
a
guy, they have
big-time running
Hyder,
back.
they have Marshall, and this was before Haynes had left. They have 4 big-time running backs. He was the number 1 running back in the class of 2024. Now he's just not on a team.
Interesting. No, I did not see that.
Who got a point yesterday? Somebody did, right? Nobody
Skubal?
did? No, nobody did because he led with the quarterback tiers, the Mike Sando list.
And now it's my turn to go
which
first
had
again?
Mahomes number 1, by the way.
The right list. And now it's my turn to go.
It is your turn to go first.
I'm going with Tarek Skubal.
Stupid.
Skubal.
Yeah.
Skubal.
Yeah, it's going to be Skubal's debut for the Dodgers. It just is. But they lost, so maybe that gives him a reason to be like, I can't do like a whole pro Dodgers thing here. Because if he's ever does Dodgers, it's always pro Dodgers. I'm gonna go into my football bag today. We're gonna get a football. Like, if it wasn't to be this, it would be like a random team that he chooses to talk about.
I don't think it'd be so random.
I mean, he's not talking about the Falcons. You know what? I think he's just going to talk about Mahomes and the Chiefs. I think he's just going to talk about Mahomes today. And Mahomes' return. Maybe Micah Parsons' return and the Packers maybe is where I should have went.
I would have went Steelers.
Steelers.
Yeah, I would have went Steelers.
The ones from Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I didn't do that.
All right. That's going to do it for us today. We appreciate everybody for tuning in. We appreciate A&W for stopping by and handing all this food off to us. This is the Ben Bosscher Show live here on 100.9 The Mitt. So if you haven't already, like and subscribe on YouTube. It's been awesome to see that number continue to rise. Want to keep seeing it rise. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, exclusive video content, latest stats, stories, news, all of it. Just follow us on The Mitt.
The Ben Bosscher